Well, I'm actually, friends with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff and Jason Hervey. And Bischoff and Hogan and I bonded when I did that Raw 15-year reunion. We flew on an airplane, a private little airplane together from Los Angeles to New York, or was it Connecticut? I believe it was New York. And then Hogan and I flew all the way back by ourselves, and so, we bonded. We've kept in touch since then. At first, when they were talking about the Celebrity Championship Wrestling, I thought it probably sounded like something I would not want to be involved with. It sounded like something kind of silly. I've always been offended at celebrities getting into the wrestling ring, especially back when WCW had David Arquette as the champion. You could see Jay Leno wrestling, and it's an insult to us because I work really hard in the ring so that fans watching don't think they could do what I do. That's been very important for me. And not only the fans, but a lot of wrestlers watch my matches, and they just say, wow, I couldn't survive an RVD match. I take pride in that, speaking of pride. So, to say that, Tiffany, the girl singer, can get in the ring and do what I could do would be an insult. However, this show doesn't claim that. These are actors who are basically pretending they're wrestling. They're like acting like they're wrestlers. They get taught like 3 moves per episode, say an arm drag, hip toss, body slam. They have to go out there and compete in front of a live audience, and wow, what a hot crowd that was too. And then they go out there, and their matches are choreographed. They're scripted. Mine never have been. That's something I always find myself arguing with people. They'll say, well, people think just because it's scripted that it's phony, you don't get hurt. I'm like, whoa, hold on. First off, I have never seen a script of a wrestling match. And it's not just about being hurt or not that decides if it's real or not. It's about whether it really is competition.
I'll tell you, first off, just general thoughts on WrestleMania 25. I mean, it was a complete honor for me to be able to sit at ringside and call those matches and work with 2 Hall of Famers like Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. I mean, I was completely going into WrestleMania. I didn't have any clue what they were going to do. From a broadcast standpoint, especially with Taz leaving the company that week, I didn't know what was going to happen. And when I got the word that I was going to be part of the team, I was absolutely flabbergasted and completely honored to be sitting, next to those guys at ringside for the 25th anniversary of the biggest event in the history of our industry. So obviously for me that was great. And then to be able to sit there and actually witness and be a part of what I still think is probably one of the top 5 matches of all time between 2 great competitors and great guys in Undertaker and Shawn Michaels is unbelievable. I mean, they had the entire stadium, and I'm sure the millions watching at home on the edge of their seat. And I don't think anybody could have predicted which way that match was going to end up. It was absolutely phenomenal. Just a great night, just a great event. And, I just think, everybody always talks that it's hard every year at WrestleMania to have the greatest card of all time. I mean, some years the card may be a little up or down, but I still think the spectacle itself and for what it is, WrestleMania just continues to get bigger and better every single year. I mean, everything from the job that the TV production guys do, to make that event look how it does on television, and the job that everybody does in the ring, everybody does backstage. I think each and every year it just becomes even more grand and even more spectacular. And I just can't wait to be a part of it again next year. Hopefully, God willing.
Hi, from Italy. Here's Lawrence. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just sitting by a really lovely lake in Italy. It's a pretty impressive view, man. It's good.
That's nice. Very cool.
Good.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Awesome.
Looking forward to doing the tour?
Absolutely. Just talking about it right now. It's going to be a blast, man. Getting ready to head over there and tear it down in a couple months now.
We'll definitely get them pumped up for you, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
No, absolutely. Very, very cool.
Let's run through the dates for the tour. We've got June 29th, Nuneaton at the Queen's Hall. June the 30th, Manchester, Moho Live. July 1st is Margate at the West Coast, and the 17th in London at Dingwalls. That's all the gigs that Lawrence and Voodoo Vegas are going to be supporting.
No, man, we're doing Paris as well.
Oh, you're doing Paris as well. I forgot about that one. There you go. So Paris as well.
Gay Paris in the summer would be very
cool, because that's the thing about this tour is it's so eclectic, and that we're doing headlining gigs, we're doing festivals, and then we're doing a tour of our own opening for Anthrax. So we're all over the place. So I'm excited to have Voodoo Vegas supporting us, and it's going to be cool. Last time it was only 1 or 2 gigs that we saw you, right?
Yeah. Southampton and Yeovil. So I was, we really had awesome shows, and the crowd was just pumped up. So to do it as the main support slot, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're excited to have you too. It's going to be a blast. We're looking forward to seeing you this summer and coming to hang out in the UK again. It's our second home for sure.
Well, I missed the business, number 1, and number 2, I went on that tour to Australia with Hulk, and he started getting in my ear over there and said, "Come on, let's do it." And it's not that I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to let down anybody that give me that tremendous farewell from WWE. But I gave it some thought, and I talked to Shawn Michaels, who's the only one I talked to about it, and I said, "Hey, I appreciate all you've done for me, but I'm thinking about going out." And he said, "Go have a good time." So that's all I had to hear.
877 Nasty 01 in the U.S. You just give me a call, and I'd love to talk to you if you're really serious about getting in the business.
There you go. So anyone in the States, check that out. 877 Nasty 01 if you want to get trained by the legendary Brian Knobbs and of the Nasty Boys. Good stuff.
Here's that.
Okay, cool.
Hey, was that nasty or what, baby?
Wow, that was amazing.
Well, this guy right here, England, Roddy Piper, here he is, live England radio.
Hello.
How you doing, live England radio?
We're doing absolutely amazing, Roddy.
I'm speaking to England. I have a whole lot of people with me. Anybody you want to speak to in particular?
No, that's okay. We just wanted to say hi. How are you finding the convention?
She's at the convention. A lot of wonderful people at the convention. My son's here too, but nothing I can do about that. And it's nice. And the Nasty Boys are here. And they're nice enough to hand me the phone. I need to repay them by putting a snake in their bed or a poisonous venomous one. Anyway, listen, I'll be coming your way, I think. Maybe Perth in August, bringing my son. I'm going to buy him his first kilt there.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, we'll keep in touch. We always love to see you guys, the WWE legends, come back over to the UK. So, we'll look out for it.
Also, guys, without you guys, we're nothing, and it's always nice that you would pay some attention to us and allow us to be on your program. Thank you very much, and we'll see you when I get overseas.
Brilliant. Thank you, Roddy. Bye-bye.
Cheers. How about that? Hot Rod Roddy Piper with the Nasty Boys and Lita Ford. It's getting crazy here, dude.
That is amazing. This is like the best interview we've ever done, I think.
After doing the Expendables, learning what I learned from Sly, and learning what I learned from those other guys, I'm really looking forward to doing my next movie in October. It's kind of a SWAT team shoot 'em up and applying what I learned from my experience with those guys. So, man, I tell you what, I learned from working with Sly what he's delivering, and he's delivering a Sylvester Stallone action movie. And so if I'm delivering a Steve Austin action movie, I want to deliver the best, and I want it to have trademark stuff in it. And now I'm just kind of after working with him, I kind of want to define and my brand as far as what I'm bringing. And if I get a chance to do some comedy, some humor, that would be great. It'd be a lot of fun because that's a big part of my personal life. But if I get to make 20 more action movies, I'm going to be a happy camper, and they're going to be some kick-ass movies.
So we're not going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin as the next Mr. Nanny or Tooth Fairy then?
Yeah. I don't think you will, believe me. But then again, I would have put some boundaries. But right now, after I saw, the Hunt to Kill, and I was very happy with it, and after working with Sly, I kind of got a little bit of a rhythm going on now. I know what I need to do. I know what I want to do, and I would like to throw a couple more back-to-back action movies, just because I want to define exactly what I'm bringing.
way to all. Hello, Lee. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What a week. What a week.
It's a crazy wrestling week with crazy things happening in wrestling and life, storms.
COVID.
You kind of got COVID?
Yeah, ish. So Mini Lee has got COVID. He was staying with me on Tuesday night and found out the next day he had full on COVID. I had kind of see-through, like kind of half a line the next day, but then it disappeared and I've had some completely clear results ever since then. So we're all good.
That's good.
So I don't know what that was all about, but still, storms. There've been trees coming down. It's been mental.
Trees, fences, all sorts of things get blown over. Roofs.
Roofs, yeah.
Good. If you're a tree surgeon, you are in the money right now.
Oh yeah,
it's a great job to have a
tree
surgeon. I mean, I got a chainsaw. I could start. I went and looked at Princess McCat's tree yesterday, didn't I? And
you did. That's really. I mean, it fell down. It was like perched. Like, so one end of it is hovering over the top of a greenhouse, and the middle of it is perched on a concrete fence post, and then the concrete fence post snapped. So it's a little bit closer, and sooner or later it is going to go, and it's going to crush that greenhouse. We're just waiting for it.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we're gonna see what's happened.
But
yeah,
anyway,
it's all good.
So much wrestling. There's loads of stuff. Loads of stuff happened.
So much has happened.
It's such a busy week. As always, there's a million little things to do just before MS goes live, and I'm always like, literally, got all day, and oh shit, I've got to do that little thing. Oh crap, that thing's not done. Oh bollocks, that thing. But we're live, and that's the main thing. We've done it. We're live. 90 Stitch is back in the chat room after a power cut in Germany last week.
Still got the old COVID over there in Germany, which is a real bummer. So Debs, hope you get better soon.
Debs has got COVID.
Yeah. Bad times. It's made it over into Germany.
Right.
I think it's listening to Ministry of Islam. I think you can get it through the internet now. So when we've had COVID before, I think it's made its way over to Germany.
Oh well, we'll all be all right. It's just a cold, really, wasn't it? I had it 2 weeks ago, nothing. So it cost me loads of money. Couldn't go to work. What a pain in the arse.
I had a headache for a day, and that was it. Like half a line.
Lockdown. Stay in. You're not allowed out. Do what we say. You must obey us. Obey us all. Misinformation. Stop. We'll get in trouble.
That's a point. So Debs just said, having COVID isn't so bad. Having no internet isn't so bad. But having both at the same time, when you can't go out and you staying in, you've got no internet. You're fucked.
Well, that's what happened to us because our internet was knackered, wasn't it? When
it was
the first time. So
yeah,
maybe there's anything.
What?
Just clicked on this whole thing. People say about like the vaccines and COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Debs has got COVID and their internet went down. I got COVID. Our internet went down.
Maybe the 6G
is
proof interfering.
That there's something that it comes through the internet to us. It's proof.
That is.
We're in trouble, world. Watch out,
man.
What can you do? I've got this thing I give to the cats. It's stuff to give it to their tummy so it stops them having diarrhea. That's actually a cure for COVID. So.
Okay. Well, everyone eat that.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Try that. Misinformation. Watch out.
But no, we've honestly got so much to talk about tonight. Cody Rhodes, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, lots of wrestling shows. We've got a big announcement to make with a guest announcement coming up about an hour or so into the show.
A very special guest with a special live show where everyone can join in to talk to a guy who's a wrestler.
Well, we teased it last week, a former WCW legend. There we go. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later.
Basically, yes, mate. So, and everyone can come in and chat with him live.
Yeah.
On a special Ministry of Slam episode coming soon.
It's going to be fantastic. So yeah, that'll be cool. We're going to have the return of Grot Bags update in a little bit as well. That's going to be awesome.
It's an epic one, guys. It's an epic one.
It's great. We've got some new merch we're going to be showing off. There's big news. How are we going to get through tonight in any less than about 6 hours?
I've got no idea. But I think we will. We'll manage to do something, Lee. I think wrestling will definitely win. That's at least the main thing, which is important to all of us.
Of course,
wrestling will win.
And of course, I've been watching Heels with Stephen Amell this week with Princess McCat up to the end of episode. What episode have we finished? Up to the end of episode 6 out of 8 episodes in the first season. It is amazing. Check it out.
Is it good? Is it?
It is so good. I know in this country you can only get it on if you get the Stars add-on on Amazon Prime,
right,
or an Amazon Video. Get that add-on, and it's available on there. But it is a cracking show. If you are a wrestling fan, check it out. It is really good.
Cool.
Yeah, and Mick Foley turned up in it today, which is good.
Oh.
Yeah, and who else is in it? Who else do we see that was
CM Punk's in
Punk?
it.
Yeah, CM Punk was in it. He plays like what is he? Ricky Rabies. He's got this big mullet, and he comes to the ring with a like rabid like roadkill rat that's built into a drone that spits blood on people.
Oh my god,
it's hilarious. It's it's really really good. If you like, if you ever watched Friday Night Lights, the college football thing based in Texas, like small town Texas, it's basically that for pro wrestling. Really really good.
What are you have stars? Check out the silly Pennyworth. I was there for the extra job in Pennyworth. It's the prequel series to Alfred Pennyworth when he was a secret agent, Batman's butler. I was offered an extra job in that. And it was supposed to be this like sex club or something, and you had to get all naked and stuff. I didn't do it in the end. It was there was like a Tuesday. I couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what a story! What a story! What a story! I nearly was an extra in Pennyworth.
Wow. That is mad. That's mad. So is it a prequel to Gotham, or is it?
I don't know, it was when they tried to do loads of comic book stuff. I've got no idea.
Yeah, too many storylines. Yeah.
I've been watching Why the Last Man. That's good.
Okay.
It's about all the men die in the world, and then all the women have shootouts, and they always miss each other. No wonder. Of course, the shootouts go. No one ever gets shot. And also, I'm gonna get kicked off the internet.
There we get so much trouble here.
No one drives anymore. Of course. All the men are dead, and then all of a sudden, no one can drive cars.
That's
the program. The whole world goes to shit.
Let's not get into that. Although speaking about cars and stuff, there was a big, a big
honest,
tree.
There's probably about two ladies watching this show.
I think. Well, we've got Princess Macau, we've got the Cannon, and we've got Debs. I think that might be it. That might be
That's
it.
We're right.
But there was just around the corner from me. There was a white BMW that was parked on double yellow lines, and a tree fell on it.
Oh no!
And totally destroyed it, which is just karma, isn't it? It's got a parking ticket on the front of it.
Oh no! That's...
Love it. So anyway, there we go. Should we get started then?
Preamble's done, Lee. Preamble's done.
Well, we've got more preamble after we've done the socials.
Okay.
If you're watching us live right now, you're watching us on either twitch.tv/the MOS Network, youtube.com/the MOS Network, facebook.com/MOS Network, and we're on Twitter @Ministry of Slam and @the MOS Network. You can check us out on the audio podcast if you're part of the Monday morning crew. Thank you very much for listening. You can get hold of our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the good podcast platforms there. Also check us out on TikTok @the MOS Network there. Website is ministryofslam.co.uk, and check out the Discord as well, discord.ministryofslam.co.uk. And our store where you can get sweet MOS merch over at store.ministryofslam.co.uk, and we've got a big update coming to that very shortly. But first up, Lawrence, it's time for a return of a very very popular segment that people have been like screaming for ever since we stopped doing it. So we're going to bring it back just 1 week only, because this is a very special one.
Lee, it's quite an intense video, so just when we're playing it, just be dead silent, and we'll just embrace it. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Grot Bags update. Grot Bags update. Grot Bags update. Grot Bags update. Here we go, Lee. So we're going to it now. Here's the Grot Bags update, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the Grot Bags update. Grot Bags update. Grot Bags update. There we go, Lee. Grot Bags update done. Enough said.
There you go. Being very vocal. He needs to make himself heard over the wind and the storms and stuff. So he's just snoring really loudly.
There we go. Grot Bags update done.
Amazing. Okay, next up, before we get to Mr. Price's favourite segment, this is the news. Is Mr. Price in the chat room? I haven't seen him. Is there a progress show tonight?
I got no idea.
I think there might be a progress show tonight, if I remember rightly. They're really messing with our schedule here. Yeah, let's ban this guy. Add to block list. There we go. Right. So next up, we mentioned we've got some updates, or a big update to our store over at store.ministryofslam.co.uk. Let's debut, because we've had Elimination Chamber. The next stop is WrestleMania.
You know, I forgot to do before we did. I forgot to actually get the I put the thing what we're talking about is on the internet, but I forgot to get it and put it into the stream.
Oh, I sent you the picture as well.
Keep filling time, mate. Keep filling time.
I'll keep filling time. So yeah, the Canons just has confirmed progress is today. So Mr. Price is just confirming that he prefers old school MOS, Simon Miller, to the original MOS, or the current MOS, I should say. Yeah. Of me and Lawrence. That's not good. Well, we'll just remind Mr. Price of that when he comes back next week. Tez has been watching Tolkien stuff, so Lord of the Rings has derailed any TV shows. Of course, it was a Super Bowl last week, and we've had some big trailers drop. We've had the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That looks pretty cool. X-Men looks as though they're going to be making an appearance in that. Certainly, Professor X is going to be in it. And as Tez has mentioned, Lord of the Rings there, the new Middle-earth prequel to the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series is going to be coming on to Amazon Prime. Right, moving on. Look at that, seamless. Let's get to our latest addition to the Ministry of Slam.
It's going to come on massive on the screen, but here we go. It's the rest of us shirt. Massive. It's the ready.
There we go.
If you want to buy it, there's the link. 35% off right now. Really cheap.
So 35% off right now. So it's for those of you listening on the podcast, it's a nice green T-shirt with a golden red Merry WrestleMass like logo on it on there. So if you have been with us for so many years and remember when we coined the phrase WrestleMass, because it is like Christmas for wrestling fans when it gets up to WrestleMania season, check out the WrestleMass T-shirt. It's in the old school classic WrestleMania font. It's the old school WrestleMania logo. But it is, it's WrestleMass, and it's that time of year. It's good.
It's on sale. It's on sale. I'm sure I thought of WrestleMass. Oh, Martin says he thought of it. Well, I'm Martin sure I did.
Well, it was a Ministry of Slam production, put it that way. One way or the other.
Basically, it's like WWE, Martin. Whatever happens, Lee owns it, because we said it on the Ministry of Slam. It doesn't matter if I said it or you said it, Lee owns it. It's like WWE, like, you know, no one can be Roman Reigns outside of WWE. So we can't ever use WrestleMass out. But I'm totally sure loads of other podcasts that I use WrestleMass after we invented it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I think I mentioned the word twunt back in the day on Ministry of Slam, and I think Deb started using that, and then that's popped up all sorts of other places as well.
Yeah, we are just independent contractors, Mark. We are.
Yeah, no medical insurance.
No medical insurance for us. But yeah,
and if you stop listening to this podcast, you're not allowed to listen to.
Oh, goodness me.
Okay. Okay. Deb said she said twunt first. Okay,
well, there's big. We'll find out in MOS Classic. It's going to happen, Martin, and then we could make some pancakes one day to celebrate whoever invented it, and then Lee will not give us the millions that he made off of the term WrestleMass.
No, and if you stop listening to Ministry of Slam, you're not allowed to listen to any other podcasts for 90 days.
They don't exist. Yeah, go grab that, guys. It's literally really cheap. It's like 10 quid for the next few days. So go grab it and get in the rest of the spirit. It's not just green, get it in all the colours, but we use green as a demo colour. Get it
on hoodies and all sorts of stuff. And most importantly, you can wear it during WrestleMania season. No one will understand quite what it's all about, but it's WrestleMania. You can wear it then, but you can also wear it at Christmas because it's got all the Christmas colours on it.
Oh, yeah. I know.
There we go. Dave Hartley, thank you very much for tuning in, checking us out.
Just in case you're wondering, I did drill through the wall, and that's why this stream is not buffering at all. Thanks for the tip.
Nice. Oh, the franchise is in. That's good.
So, Dave, we had the problem with the stream lag, and I was speaking to Dave, and he helped me drill through the wall. Well, he didn't help me. He said, drill through the wall and run a line, which we did. So it's running fine. Thanks, Dave.
Amazing. Wired internet is always the way to go.
It is, yeah.
Even if Wi-Fi is the future, wired internet is the way forward.
That's very good, yeah.
Right, shall we get to the news then? Mr. Priceless will be turning over in his grave at a Progress show in front of Simon Miller, but because it is now his favourite segment, he will probably watch it in the on demand. So there we go. Hit it, Lawrence.
It is the news. It's the news, Lee. It's time for the wrestling news. Yeah.
No jamming, just slamming.
Yes. Time for the
It
wrestling
catches
news.
me every single week because I always like, and then you do the no jamming, just slamming, and I have to pause for a few seconds.
It's good.
Every week.
We're ready.
Yeah, it's a bit like your boom thing at the end of.
I know.
Every time we do an ad.
I've got Tourette's. I've realised every time we record all our adverts we do, Lee says the last line, and for some reason I always go boom at the end, and I'm like, why do I do that?
Wrestling Tourette's, that's what it is. Right, let's get on with it. All Elite Wrestling Executive Vice President and one of the founding members of the company, Cody Rhodes, and his wife, Brandi, who cuts amazing promos, remember, who is also the company's chief brand officer, announced they will not be returning to the company. Rhodes took to Twitter on Tuesday morning to announce the news. Cody and AEW President Tony Khan hit a snag in negotiations for a new deal over pay. That led to the end of their discussions, and within AEW, among some wrestlers, the departure had at least been suspected. Mike Coppinger of ESPN reported that Rhodes informed Khan Tuesday morning he was leaving AEW. Rhodes was not at the Atlantic City taping this past Wednesday, and one source noted that his road case containing his gear and other belongings for the road had been cleaned out, which some saw as a sign that he was as good as gone. It was set up until that point. All expectations has been that Cody and Brandi would be remaining with AEW, as there had been plans for them to be at upcoming Dynamite tapings. And it had been reported by several sources that Cody's plan is to return to the WWE. However, Brandi is not expected to join her husband in the return. Was also stated that Cody could begin working for WWE as soon as this very weekend, going to the Performance Center in Orlando to film segments for his return. Obviously, he left WWE in 2016 due to his frustration with lack of direction, dissatisfaction with certain members of the WWE creative team, and the Stardust character. It was further noted in the report that this will be a non-factor in his return to WWE, as he's expected to have a completely different relationship with Vince McMahon and the creative team. Another key issue in the decision for Cody leaving AEW was that he lost all his responsibilities related to booking. Cody was originally part of the booking team for AEW. However, Tony Khan has now taken full creative and booking control.
Interestingly, it's a very interesting, shocking news. Shocking wrestling news. We're going to dive deep into it a bit later.
Yeah, we covered that off on the news. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to sort of unpack. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on once we've got to the end of the news. But big unexpected news. Something else that potentially wasn't so unexpected. WWE revealed on Friday morning that The Undertaker will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022 on Friday, April the 1st from Dallas, Texas. The news was first broken by the New York Post. So we all knew, we had suspicions that, in Texas, in Dallas, it was going to be The Undertaker being inducted. Next year, obviously, it's LA. The rumors already are that The Rock's going to be inducted when it's in LA. So, yeah, it could be interesting times there. The Undertaker being inducted finally into the Hall of Fame.
Who do you think will induct him, Lee?
Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love.
$1 Million Man.
Oh, could be $1 Million Man as well. Yeah,
it.
Could do that.
Could
be Kane.
Of course, it's, make it about himself. Be Triple H.
Yeah, it could be Kane though. Kane is his on-screen brother.
It should be Kane. It should totally be Kane.
Yeah.
So it should be good. It should be Kane. It's got to be Kane. Yeah. Genetic. Franchise says the genetic jackhammer Vinnie Mac.
No, I don't know. I like the Undertaker and everything, and what he's done. He's stuck around forever, but.
We need to do our update on the card as well, Lee, if anyone missed it.
The card.
After this bit. Well, but you give your thoughts to The Undertaker, then we'll do the update.
Okay. I love The Undertaker. I get the gimmick. I love the gimmick. And he has sort of evolved over certain times, the American Badass, then going back into the Dead Man. I think I've said this on the show before. I think he came back quite a few times and then disappeared and came back and disappeared and just was never really that same physical specimen. I think he potentially stayed around for a couple of years too long at the end there. When he what was it, WrestleMania 30 was, which one was it where he folded up his gloves and left it in the ring? And
32, I think 33.
Was it 32? Yeah, I mean, I think that would have been the best one for him to just disappear on and not do anything else. That would have been great because he kind of went out on a high then. But anyway, again, I suppose a good thing was the thing he did with AJ, that cinematic match they did in the middle of the pandemic.
What was very cool is, two things about this was that but Metallica, I did a tweet, Metallica and Undertaker go together like a cup of tea and a biscuit. It's amazing. Like sad but true. But then I remember on the Elimination Chamber last night, they put in the stupid Kid Rock version, because I'm a cowboy, I'm a singer in black, throw your finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Of Sad But True. It was awful. I forgot that Undertaker used to go down to the ring to that, didn't he? The
American Badass.
I'm American Badass, yeah.
Yeah.
Awful song of the time, year 2000, wasn't it? Unbelievable. Kid Rock, what rather rubbish. But
because he had that for about a year, and then it went to Rolling for a bit, and then and then he had his own Dead Man Walking theme.
It's the first time I've heard, because I was like, oh, Metallica and Undertaker are so cool. Like, imagine, like, what would be so cool? Imagine if like Metallica play at WrestleMania. They actually have someone decent play music at WrestleMania. It's Metallica for the Undertaker. That'd be so fucking cool. Sorry to swear, but it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? It's like, that'd be so good. And then
we've already said twant, so it's okay.
Imagine and then that'd be so good. But I completely forgot that Kid Rock done his song as well. So I was like, oh, this is so good, Sad But True. And then it went into that Kid Rock version. I was like, oh bollocks, I forgot about this shit version of this song.
What was the song? You know, when he rode off after he beat up AJ in that house in that WrestleMania. What was the song
the bell toll?
when? Yes, it was. Yeah.
Metallica must love the Undertaker.
Yeah, I think so.
The only old band I really would like to see live now is Metallica. I'd love to see Metallica live. I think it'd be awesome. But no, that was really cool. That was really, really cool, that bit. And it was awesome. And should I tell you what's really good about this Undertaker in the Hall of Fame? Is that he done his retirement at Survivor Series when it was lockdown time in the Thunderdome, which was crap.
That's right, yeah.
So now he'll get to go out in front of a huge crowd, you know, if the tickets sell, because there's not many tickets sold for WrestleMania, but he'll get to go out in front of a huge, huge crowd and have that last moment in the sun or the moon and thunder. You know, it'd be great. It'd be really cool. The only thing is, it's part of the SmackDown, isn't it? The Hall of Fame this year.
Is it?
Yeah, it's part of SmackDown.
They're not doing it as a separate show?
No, it's part of SmackDown on the Friday night before.
For Christ's sake, why?
Because of Fox and TV.
That's really
said
annoying.
it on Elimination Chamber last night.
I mean, have SmackDown live and then flick over to, you know, maybe they do, I don't know, do a 2-hour SmackDown and then have a...
SmackDown.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe do something like that. You then sort of clear out the ring or whatever and have it on the stage. Try and make it as Hall of Famey as you can. Cool. And yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be quite cool. But and it'll be on the network, will it? That'd be good.
I'd hope so. I hope they start streaming it straight after SmackDown finishes. I'd like to see that.
I'm a cowboy. I'm a singer in black.
What music? He's not going to come out to that, is he? It's going to be the old Undertaker.
The old Undertaker. Yeah, it'd be great if like Metallica play. Imagine, it'd be so good. Go on, wrestling.
Go on, wrestling.
Give us something to all of us older wrestling fans. Let Metallica play for the Undertaker. That'd be so cool, wouldn't it? Play for whom the bell tolls. That'd be great. But update on the wrestling card, ladies and gentlemen. So if anyone missed MOS last week, we done a live opening of wrestling cards. And I think Martin and Debs probably haven't seen this, but we opened up some wrestling cards from 1991.
We did.
The whole show we were going, if we get the Undertaker rookie card, it's worth £1,500.
It's still here.
And unbelievably, Lee got it in the pack that we both... The MOS budget bought. So that card on eBay right now is worth $1,500, anything between £500 and £1,500. So what we're doing this week is we're going to post it off to get graded. That's why it's in the top loaders. We bought some top loaders, as they're called. And now they're getting sent off. So this card is very, very rare. It was actually released before the end. Wait, after the Undertaker debuted, was it?
Oh, well, yeah. Otherwise they wouldn't be able to get the picture.
Right. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. Hey, that's not as bad as the other day when we were recording stuff on the Storm Day and Lee goes, "Oh, your power still on then?" I was like,
Of course it is.
Of course it is, Lee. I'm on the computer to you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
so,
dear.
It's worth what people pay for it. But yeah, it's still quite rare, and it is known out of that lot, it's worth quite a bit of money. But considering what we paid for it, it's awesome. And it was quite exciting that we're going to clip up and make into a proper video of situation of stuff going on. And talking about videos on the LOS YouTube feed tomorrow, guys, at 6 p.m, Lee's video of refurbishing a 1990 Hasbro WWF wrestling ring is going live on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/the Network. Go check it out. It's really good. I've seen it. Good video.
It is.
Very, very good.
Battered up old Hasbro ring.
Gross.
Yeah, dirt and stuff all over it. The ring ropes were awful.
Was there any hair?
No, there wasn't any hair in this one. That's good. Got it back looking essentially like it's brand new out of the box now. It looks amazing.
All the hair we've gathered from old wrestling merchandise, we could have clone some sort of sloth-looking wrestling fan.
We could have built our own Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Now, this is a big one that's only just broken, as far as I understand it. According to a new report, WWE is planning what has been described as a stadium show in the UK during Labor Day weekend in September 2022. Mike Johnson from PW Insider has reported that WWE will be returned to Saudi Arabia in October, November later this year. And then Johnson would also go on to add that WWE has an event planned over Labor Day weekend, which is September the 3rd and 4th in Great Britain, that is currently described as a stadium show.
Stadium show?
What the hell is
AFC Bournemouth Stadium.
I don't think that's good. No, we're not going to.
No, badass. It's big. It's 15,000 people, but put a load of people on the pitch. Be like 20. That'd be awesome. Bournemouth Stadium would be good. Pool Stadium where the Speedway is, Lee.
Yeah, that's going to fall down with these wins. Yeah, he'll probably collapse.
Wow, that's cool though, isn't it? Wow, imagine that, a stadium. That'd be good to go to. Because I mean, looking at watching Elimination Chamber, which we're going to get into a little bit later, well, the production value of the Fed is bloody fantastic. It's really. Good.
I can't think where they do a stadium. I mean, September, I suppose they're hoping that it could be an outdoor event, but it could be an indoor stadium with a dome. It could be, something like the Cardiff Millennium Stadium, something like that. But that is bloody huge, isn't it? I don't know if they'd fill that.
It'd be cool because it gets dark like quite early. It's about 8 o'clock in September, isn't it? By then, so you will get the darkness, the light, the lights and all that sort of stuff. It'd be really cool. Rather than it being like light till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Lee, when you went to SummerSlam 1992, what happened? When did it get dark then?
It's difficult to remember the time of everything. It was certainly in the afternoon, and then it got dark sort of as you went into the evening, sort of around about time when the Undertaker match came on, which was nice. Southampton Rose Bowl, said Fran the Cannon. Franchise said, wonder if it will be at Wembley or Spurs as they held NFL games. Yeah, we went to Spurs this year for 2 games, which was really good. Amazing stadium. It would do amazing for a WWE event.
Do you know if that does happen, could that be the first MOS meetup since MOS came back?
Yes, absolutely. If it happens, I mean, we've got to go, clearly. We'll... I
can't bring grot bags. I don't think you'll like it.
Get grot bags with some Ultimate Warrior paint on, and a mini wrestling belt. Yeah. Oh, amazing. That'll be cool if it does happen. I mean, again, it's just a report at the moment. It's just rumored. Nothing's confirmed, so we shall wait and see. But if they come to the UK, I think it'll be quite safe to. We're going to go and do some stuff there. Right, at Saturday's Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia went down just yesterday. WWE superstar Bobby Lashley was removed from the WWE Championship match after his pod door broke, and then he fell into. And then, no, hang on. So it was Austin Theory that got power bombed.
Yes.
Through the door by Seth Rollins, and the
plexiglass bounced off. That glass is bulletproof. And
I bet it isn't.
Seth Rollins is so strong, he power bombed Austin Theory through it. So his muscles are stronger than a gun.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Lashley had to be helped to the back by WWE officials. So he's this almighty WWE champion who can take all sorts of punishment in a Hell in a Cell, but he bangs his head, get him out of there.
Hasn't he hurt his shoulder?
Yeah, this was booked in the match to try and get him out of there with no interaction. So WWE announced on Twitter that Lashley entered concussion protocol and then was traveling back to the United States under medical supervision and will then undergo additional testing. Of course, this was absolute balls. It's all about the fact that he is going to undergo shoulder surgery for a legitimate injury and will be out of action for at least 4 months. The injury occurred during his match with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, so he could potentially at this stage miss WrestleMania.
Definitely will. It's only 4 weeks away.
It is. And again, because of that, WWE has announced on Twitter and their website that it is now a winner-take-all match between the newly crowned WWE champion Brock Lesnar and Universal champion Roman Reigns for WrestleMania 38.
It's exciting.
But again, what's the point in having like a winner-take-all? If you've got the world title and the WWE title, Vince always used to do this back in the day. There was a WWE champion, then there was WWE and WCW champion. Okay, we'll unify them, make it an undisputed champion. So then there's undisputed champion and then a world heavyweight champion. And then we unify those. And then it's a WWE title and a universal title. And then they're going to be unified again. And never seem to make their mind up whether or not there's one big world champion or whether or not they want a champion on 2 separate brands.
I don't know, mate. I think we should stop watching.
What do you mean stop watching?
Because of that.
I mean, I watched for like 2 hours yesterday and then gave up.
No, well, I don't know. Well, I guess he was trying to hype it up. I guess we're going to get into it a bit with the Elimination Chamber.
We will.
He's trying to hype it up. Those two guys run over everybody, make them huge, and then that's supposed to be something everyone's quite excited about. But maybe it'd be quite good. Who knows? It's going to be interesting.
I am quite excited about it because there is one thing that we have never seen before, and that is Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns.
It'll be right. It'll be right. Who will win? I mean, that's the thing. If it's it could be good. It could be good. That'd be cool.
Paul Heyman on a pole match. That's what we need.
Yeah. Yes.
Winner gets Paul Heyman. Talking about WrestleMania 38, Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens is currently being discussed for WrestleMania 38 by the WWE. Austin retired from in-ring competition in 2003. It's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania 19 against The Rock.
Mental.
That was a great WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had and that was the one with Limp Bizkit.
Oh, it was. Oh, God.
Singing The Undertaker.
Exactly, yeah.
Obviously, it was the botched Owen Hart pile driver that damaged his neck, and he's had issues with that neck ever since. But obviously, 20 years of rehab and not being in the ring, potentially he's healed up to the point where he could potentially do one last match. Kevin Owens, obviously a huge Stone Cold fan, and even asked his permission to do the Stunner as his finisher, which Steve Austin said, yeah, go for it. Just crack on with that. It would be his first match since WrestleMania 19 in 2003. Crazy.
Well, it's interesting about Austin coming back. Like, he's the last holdout of all the wrestlers who retired, and I don't think
The Rock.
I guess he did come back against Cena, didn't he, and stuff. And
I suppose
he didn't really retire. He just went off and done loads more films and
stuff.
Yeah,
just does less stuff.
But I don't know, like. Austin coming back, being 19 years older, how will he look? Will he be aesthetically the Stone Cold Steve Austin? Because you've all got memories of that Stone Cold. You've seen him do stunners and all this other stuff in the wrestling ring for years, but he's always had a shirt on and just been wearing jeans and things. And that's great, beer bash and all that fun stuff. That's fine. But an actual wrestling match, will it be any good? Do we want to see it? Are you excited about it, Lee?
I'm terrified it's going to be like Goldberg. When Goldberg came back, especially in this last run, we're expecting all the build up is like, oh my God, he was unstoppable. He's the streak in WCW, and even though you knew it wasn't going to be that, you were built up to believe it was Goldberg from 1998 that was going to be turning up on your screen. Yeah. Instead, it was this old guy who could only do about 3 or 4 of the moves he used to do and could only wrestle for about 5 minutes maximum. And then I'm worried that Austin is going to be the same. We're going to be like, fucking hell, Stone Cold Steve Austin's coming back. It's going to be amazing. And then this old guy will come walking down to the ring, not like anything like he did back in the day. And we're going to be disappointed. And we're going to be wishing, you should have not come back because it's ruined it now.
Well, I don't know. I was never a massive Stone Cold Steve Austin fan ever. I never was. He was never my favorite wrestler at all. I know everyone loves Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I never did. But I don't. I mean, look what Sting done. You're saying it could be like Goldberg, could be like Sting, mate. Could be amazing. And you're like, wow, hopefully there's another one in the summer. Like the old match here and there could be great. He's younger than Sting. I know all bodies are different. Like when Sting wrestles, and he has some relatively quite good keeping up with young people matches, and they use him well and they hide it well. So it could be like Sting. Could be really cool. And as a spectacle for 10, 15 minutes of WrestleMania in Texas, where they need to sell tickets. And of course, Kevin Owens on telly is now saying all this Texas stuff. So it does seem to be keying it up for Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold. So I tell you what I wish it was.
Go on.
Stone Cold versus John Cena. If Stone
That'd
Cold's
be good,
coming back,
we never got to see that.
Never got to see it. A bit like Stone Cold and Hogan, we never got to see it. I'd like to see Stone Cold versus John Cena, to be honest, if I was going to see this sort of match.
Tez has just said, if Austin comes back and wins, unfortunately, it's another legend coming back and getting a win over the current roster. If Owens wins, people will say, why did Austin come back and just lose? Unless Owens was going to get a massive push, which I don't see based on how they book him, then it's a waste. What I'd love to see is Owens getting the win after a really good brawling, just punches and kicks all over the place. And then, Austin lifts up Owens' hand at the end of it just to give him a bit of an endorsement. And then there's a big ovation and everyone's happy and smiling and maybe brilliant.
I mean, maybe that'd be the case. I don't know. I think it's quite cool. Is it? I don't know. I was never an Austin fan. But
yeah. I mean, he was huge. He was arguably the second biggest star in WWE history behind Hulk Hogan.
Or made more money, so maybe he's the bigger star.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, the merch system wasn't as involved when Hogan was around. Those 316 t-shirts were everywhere. But yeah, anyway,
let us know in the chat
moving
room
on.
what you guys all think, and then we'll let everyone know. What do you think? Are you excited? Just say yes or no. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
AEW CEO and President Tony Khan, made an appearance on Friday's episode of Busted Open Radio, claiming he's working on something massive. He noted that it might not be what people expect, but he hopes to have it done next week. Now, he said there'll be a lot of news in the week ahead. I don't know if it will get done by tonight, that being Rampage, but stay tuned in the week ahead.
That really is a Dixie Carter situation. He is turning into Dixie Carter.
I'm working on something pretty big. It would be massive. I don't know if it's what anybody would expect it is or think it is, but it would be a big deal in pro wrestling, especially for TNA. I'm looking forward to hopefully making it happen. Stay tuned. Hopefully I'll get it done and have more to announce soon. Just do it. Don't
do it. Do you know what the problem is with people? And I was worried that we kind of did it last week, where we sort of said, we spoke to a WCW person. We wasn't gonna come off, but of course it is, and we're gonna say what it is coming up soon. The best thing is to do is don't say you're going to do something unless you're definitely doing it. Because because otherwise you get all hyped up. What could this be? Or maybe it's Bray Wyatt's finally coming in. He's got a new TV deal. Or just wait and then tell us, guys, tomorrow or something. This huge thing's happening. He doesn't even know this is happening yet. Be quiet, Dixie Carter. He is turning into Dixie Carter. She's done that all the time.
One of the things I love, and it's every time, Tony Khan does it all the time. He says that it's like absolutely huge and amazing, and then his next statement he kind of pulls back on it a little bit. So he's like, in this thing, I'm working on something pretty big. It would be massive. And then the next line, I don't know if it's what everyone was expecting, and I don't know if or what they'll think it is. So just like, it's going to be the biggest thing. Well, maybe not that big, but it's going to be pretty big. Why does he do that? Anyway,
pyro every show. It's a shush.
Yeah, new CM Punk T-shirt coming to AEW.
Just don't do it. Don't do that yet, because otherwise, the expectation, it's very Dixie Carter. She did that all the time, and
she did.
She needs to
and it was never anything huge.
It wasn't. It was like, we've signed Eric Young again to a 2-year deal. Sorry,
Eric Young, for the first time ever, will be teaming with the Amazing Red this week on Impact.
ECW are coming in again. We're going to call it EC. It was at EV2. We're going to EV 2.3. Can't wait.
2.3. Interestingly, a point that's going up in the chat room is something we're just about to mention here. EC3 and Adam Scherr, formerly Braun Strowman, are taking the Control Your Narrative to another level by launching it as an actual wrestling company, and it's launching this March in Orlando and Dallas.
Wow.
So they're actually forming their own promotion. That's quite interesting.
Cool. That sounds quite good, I guess. Maybe come and join me talking about launching an own wrestling promotion. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to be live on around the MOS network, I think, doing starting my what's that game called? TEW. I'm going to try and launch a wrestling promotion in TEW on the stream. So join me tomorrow as I try and start a wrestling promotion in the current wrestling world of January 2022. That's February, but
wow,
that's the model I've got.
You've done some sort of dry runs so far.
I've done some
and
dry
there's
runs.
been some scary stuff happening.
I've got. So if anyone in the chat wants to be added, let me know and I'll put you in the game. I've got a few people. Gruff's in it. I've done a dry run with Gruff and he got smashed by Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash still wrestles, but I'm going to start it properly tomorrow. So let me know if anyone wants to join my TW game, and I'll put you in the world, and then you can just see what happens. Like Lee got signed by WWE, which was weird, as an announcer. It's just fun to see.
And then I did a handshake deal with GCW.
Yeah. So just come and join me tomorrow. It's just like a wrestling hangout live on the stream. I'll just be live. It's of course it's a text-based wrestling game, so it's not very watchable, but we can just hang out here. Come and join me across the network on YouTube and all the other
while
places.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
So if anyone wants to get in the world, let me know and I'll put you in there before tomorrow. So it'd be good fun. Probably 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, quite late. That'd be good. Former WCW and WWE referee Mickey J, real name Mickey Henson, passed away last Monday following a battle with COVID-19 pneumonia. He was 59. He was taken off life support at 6:19 p.m. Eastern time. It was said he suffered severe lung damage over the course of battling pneumonia. First broke into the wrestling business as a referee in 1987 with Championship Wrestling from Florida, then hired by WCW in the early 90s and remained with the company until it was sold to the WWE in 2001. He was then hired by WWE in 2005, worked on Raw, ECW, and SmackDown. He refereed quite famously the Edge versus Mick Foley match at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, John Cena and Kurt Angle at the 2005 Survivor Series, among other marquee matches. So rest in peace there. Another great one gone, and lost to COVID, unfortunately. Not good. Not good.
No, not good.
Moving on to some people who are still around, just about. The Hardy Boys will be making their way across the independent wrestling scene. Northeast Wrestling announced that Matt and Jeff Hardy would be facing off against Enzo and Cass on March the 27th, 2022. The match would take place during the promotion's special Sunday Spectacular and will see all 4 superstars also available for a pre-show meet and greet as well. Prior to their bout against Enzo and Cass, the Hardy Boys will take on the Major Brothers, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, in a tag team match on the March the 13th, 2022 for Big Time Wrestling.
Ooh. Well, I think it's going to be quite good, that. And I think we'll see Jeff Hardy in AEW.
Yeah, sooner or later.
I think
That'll
so.
happen, won't it?
I think it'd be okay to have him in some wrestling matches with his brother, doing Hardy Boys versus, 2.0 and all these other people. I think it'd be quite cool.
Yeah,
That'd be quite cool for a little run. Don't be main roster, chuck them in. That'd be good.
Just all their classic moves and
it'd be
stuff.
all right.
Yeah. Moving on, long-time WWE Spanish play-by-play commentator Carlos Cabrera has been released by the company.
Oh, no.
Hugo Savanovic of Lucha Libre Online broke the news regarding the most recent WWE release on Thursday morning. Carlos Cabrera had been part of the WWE family since 1993. So again, almost 20 years. No, 30 years almost.
Lee. 29 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be there and then gets released. Wonder why that was then.
Welcome to Real Wrestling, our friends over there, over watching on YouTube. Great to see you.
Hello, Real Wrestling. How you doing?
Yeah, have a fun time listening to us talk nonsense about wrestling. Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savanovic, they were the first kind of Spanish announce table guys who always end up getting squashed when people got through the Spanish announce table.
Maybe he's just fed up of like, oh God, I can't take any more broken tables ever again. But he got released. He was probably happy with it, actually. He didn't care, did he?
No. Love it. Okay, so this I put this down to I'll put this news item in the show plan before we sort of found out who it was really, but AEW continues to load up its roster, and a new report suggests that another buzzworthy free agent could be joining the ranks of All Elite. Several AEW sources have been told that the working plan has been to bring in Buddy Matthews, formerly known as Buddy Murphy in WWE. There's been growing interest and rumblings about Murphy potentially working with the company over the last few weeks, with some talent having heard that creative plans have either been pitched or potentially decided for him if he joins. Now, after that news broke, we did see Buddy Murphy in the background on the Aleister Black, Malachi Black promo. Yeah, he was stood there right at the end.
Was he?
Shadow in the doorway.
He was the shadow?
Yeah.
Ah, that'd be quite cool, I guess. But then what are they going to do with him? Too many people. Like, just,
that's it. Just AEW, too many people.
He's great, and he'll be great in there. He's good with Seth Rollins as well. But he'll be great. But like Brody King hasn't been able to do anything yet. But that's another one.
I mean, I think AEW should change their name to Absolutely Everybody Wrestling, because absolutely everybody is in AEW right now.
Yeah, definitely. They are getting too top heavy, as franchise says. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, too heavy, full stop. Top, bottom, everywhere. And just finally in our news today, WWE Hall of Famer and producer Devon Dudley revealed on Instagram that he underwent successful back surgery this past Tuesday to fuse his L4, L5, and L6 vertebrae. Ooh. That's what happens when you keep diving off and headbutting people in the bollocks for 20 years.
Fused his vertebrae. Oh my God. So
yeah.
Oh, that's an LML. How you doing? Good to see you. Chris Mel's in chat. Wow, fused vertebrae. That sounds really
sketchy, doesn't it?
It does sound pretty brutal, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like a chat line as well.
Didn't it? A lot of wrestlers. Sting didn't want to get done, did he? He didn't get it done.
I think once you have that done, I think it massively. I mean, it stops the pain, of course, but I think it massively restricts your movement and things like that.
Is that what Hulk Hogan had done?
He's had about everything fused in his back, I think.
Goodness me.
Yeah, there's more like scaffolding in his back than what they have when the space.
I really want to go to Hogan's hangout and do the karaoke on a Monday night. He has karaoke there, and I'd love to go there and do my classic karaoke singer thing where you go, oh, I'm really nervous.
Really sorry, I've never stood in front of people
I've
before.
never sung ever before. I'm really nervous. Sorry, Hulk Hogan. It's all right if I sing a song. And they'll go, yeah, go for it, brother. And then I just go and belt out some epic rock song. And then they'll be like, fucking hell, brother. you maybe want to have a comeback in it. Yeah. Something that was so good. You could sing Real America for me. That'd be good. We need to get more Twitch money, Lee.
Imagine if you go to Hogan's Hangout and ask to sing Real American by Rick Derringer.
Hello,
How many people do that?
Hi, can I sing Real American, please? Or sing Jimi Hendrix, and there's hardly any singing in it. Just standing there for ages.
Just with the guitar solo going off in the background.
Imagine that. If that was local, you lived there. I wonder if you had to pay to get in. Like, you just go to Hulk Hogan's karaoke bar on a Monday night.
Literally be there every weekend.
That was Hulk Hogan. Oh, bloody hell, Hulk Hogan.
What are we doing tonight? We're going to Hulk Hogan's bar.
We're going to Hulk Hogan's bar.
Didn't you go last night? Yeah.
Oh, is that cool?
Going again tonight.
I've got to sing some songs. I'm a bit nervous. That'd be great. Let's get some. Guys, if you want to donate to Ministry of Slang to get Lee and me to go to America.
We sell our Undertaker card.
Let's do it. Let's go for the weekend. We can do that without Undertaker card. That'd be all right.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
We don't even have to sell it. Just show it to the people at the desk of the airport. Just like, oh look, we've got an Undertaker. Oh, crack on then, get on the plane. So there we go. That is all of the news for this week. But yeah, I'd like to go to see Hulk Hogan.
That was good.
Cool.
Here we go, Lee. That was the wrestling news.
It was.
That was the news. That was the news, Lee. That was the wrestling news.
Oh yes.
So Lee, what are you drinking right now?
Me, I'm drinking some Exhale coffee. Brewed up a lovely coffee. I brewed up a lovely brewed up a lovely pot of Exhale coffee. Princess McCat served it up just as we were doing the prep for the show last minute. And it's amazing and it's good for you and it tastes great, which is the important thing. I wouldn't be drinking it every single week if it didn't taste great.
People get a good discount from it, Lee?
And they can go over to exhalecoffee.com and if they get a subscription to get anything delivered either weekly, bi-weekly, however often you want it, you can get, how much is it off?
40% off your first
40%. 40%
and it's
off.
bloody good coffee, guys. Go and get some. Honestly, even just get a few bags, just try it because it is really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got both bags, and I like the darker roast.
Yeah,
I've got the normal roast and the dark roast. Dark roast is really, really good. Certainly what I like. Yeah, other coffees are available since Martin,
but they're not as good for you, Lee.
They're not as good for you.
No.
So. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it looks really, really, is really, really great coffee. And Exhale Wrestle is the promo code you need to use there to get 40% off your first 2 weeks of subscription.
Try it.
Check it out.
Get us in the good books of Exhale Coffee and go and get some coffee.
Absolutely.
The best coffee you can get.
It is.
That's
good.
Amazing.
Well
done, Lee.
Scientific stuff as well, like on their website, all the scientific facts. I don't even know half of it means, but it's still really, really good for you.
The amount of antioxidants in that coffee, Lee, is the same as 55 oranges. Did you know that?
I did know that because she said last week.
I know.
But we're just reminding everyone now. And like, what, 2 punnets of blueberries?
It is. They do post it to Germany, Debs. So it's a very, very small company. Kirsty Exhale, very, very small company. But they're trying to grow, and they do post to Germany. So if you guys wanted to try a little bit of Exhale coffee, a couple bags, and get it on a little subscription, even if you try a couple.
And they've been talking about us in their office, haven't they? Talking about what they know and what they don't know about wrestling.
They said they know nothing about wrestling.
And
I was like, well, you could be on the Ministry of Slam.
Yeah. Sometimes they like chuck coffee in each other's faces and to start off a fight backstage.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It happens. Anyway, exhalecoffee.com. Use the promo code ExhaleWrestle if you're going to get a subscription there. 40% off your first 2 bags when you subscribe. Awesome.
Is it time for Meryl?
It is time for Meryl. Let's do it.
Here she comes. So, next week's Meryl Mania is going to be a great one. This one's good, but next week's one, we're key into the next song Meryl's doing.
I'm so excited about next week's.
I know.
So I had a sneak preview. It's great.
I've sent Lee the sneak preview, but next week's Meryl Mania is something for Meryl, her next cover that she's doing. So, but here she is. It's Meryl. Hello, Meryl.
Hello, hi Lee,
hi Meryl.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, good. Do you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, good.
Awesome. Is Grotbag still snoring?
He's out, but he never comes in here. He just sits next to Meryl.
Yeah, he's just got out of bed, but he'll be snoring anytime soon.
No, he just sleeps all day. He's fatter
Amazing.
and fatty.
He even snores when he's awake, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just walks around snoring.
Wow.
The best cat in wrestling, Grotbags.
Get your Grotbags 316 t-shirt from Mystery Slam store.
Get it. Right, here we go. So Meryl, we're gonna do a wrestler. We're not sure if you did this in the old days, but here we go. Yeah. This wrestler could be coming back at WrestleMania 38. We'll get what you think about. We'll see what you think about him. Maybe coming back as well after you've seen him.
Okay.
But he's a big star, arguably one of the biggest stars ever. Here we go. Bang. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh. Yes, I know of him.
What's he look like?
He's a hard one to judge in a way. Like, it's not, the powers aren't strong with him. It's,
wow.
Oh, I'm getting something like maybe like a golf ball, maybe. Come through. Yeah, a bit like a golf ball. Because, like, I can just imagine his head being like a white round circle, the texturized little indents around it. Yeah.
What do you think? Oh wow! So I can see that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'm surprised that like he went around wearing a leather waistcoat and denim jeans like that. I mean, standard wear all the time, and a chain around your neck. I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Imagine walking the street like round where it's got denim trousers short, and then like that waistcoat and that chain.
Yeah. Why have you not got a shirt on?
Yeah.
In any weather.
I'm the Texas rattlesnake. Don't mess with me. Look at me. Ugh. Back off.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? You don't think about that stuff when you're watching wrestling, do you? You just think, oh, well, he's a badass, but you've got no shirt on, mate. Why you got a waistcoat on if you've got no shirt?
I know.
I wonder if he's like that when he visits his granny for tea.
I reckon he is, yeah. So, Meryl, what do you think about Stone Cold Steve Austin maybe coming back for WrestleMania? In-depth wrestling discussion.
Yeah, I think that would be quite cool, actually. Yeah.
He has not wrestled for 19 years.
Of course, it's been that long. He's been doing acting, hasn't he?
Well, some may call it acting. He was in some sort of movies. I don't know if it was acting.
Been doing something.
He's been trying acting.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's going back to wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Make some money. He's been doing his show on the WWE Network, hasn't he, every so often, doing his exclusive interviews. He did do a podcast for a while. It's still going, but every week they just release old episodes from the past. So that doesn't make any sense.
It's a good way of getting more podcast listens, Lee. Listen
right,
to Slam Classic every Friday on the MOS Network podcast feed.
Amazing.
So there we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin looks like a golf ball. What a Meryl.
Nice.
You.
Try and get grot bags in here.
Yeah, okay, I'll try. He's probably busy
sleeping.
Yeah,
and snoring.
Right. Bye, Meryl.
Nothing wrong with that. Bye, Meryl.
There we go.
There we go. So, Stone Cold Steve Austin looks like a golf ball.
Yeah. He does look like a golf ball. I'm not sure if Meryl did that back in the day. I bet she did. I bet we got Meryl to do that back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did host hosting shows like Redneck Island and Broken Skull Challenge. I remember that Broken Skull Challenge. That was different. Anyway, so that's Meryl Mania done for this week. I think what it's time to do now, Lawrence, we'll take our first break for the night.
Yeah.
And is this where we're going to do our new trailer?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this, Lawrence has cut together a nice, exciting trailer for the channel, which YouTube keep banning.
We're trying to basically we saved up a bit of pulling back the curtain of the Ministry of Slam on the MOS Network. We saved up a bit of a budget for doing all the sports hours and stuff. So we were trying to do a bit of advertising for the MOS Network to try and grow it, and that was always the plan with doing this multi-streaming thing. Now we're trying to put a bit of a budget behind this actual video we're going to play that is on our channel as our channel trailer as well. I'm going to use it as the little break advert thing. And YouTube won't have let us put it up. It's against something. No, I don't know why. And he's looking. There must be a problem. I don't think it's to do with the words, Lee. I don't know. I think it's some certification we need to do. But anyway,
okay,
we'll suss it out.
So we're going to play that now, and then as soon as we come back, we are going to announce who our special guest is. That's going to be coming onto the show in a matter of what? Just over a week, I think.
Yeah, 7 8 days. A week on Monday, and you can join in live with him. But we'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Come and join the Network,
the home of the Ministry of Slam Pro Wrestling show every Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time. We bring you all the latest wrestling news, fun segments, and of course we bring you classic wrestling interviews from the last 20 years.
The only people that really have taken shots at us are the people that are really avid WWE fans.
We are also the home of the Retro Chat podcast. Go back in time with Andy Evans every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK.
And don't forget the Ministry of Horror show with Tez every single Tuesday, where he looks back, brings in special guests, and looks at the history of horror.
The MOS Network is an awesome community for wrestling fans, pop culture fans, and people who like positive energy all around the world.
Come and make friends with like-minded fans 24/7 in our exclusive Discord community.
Gaming and music streams. Come on.
Yeah, we won! Yeah!
And for you audio listeners, we also have the Ministry of Slam on the podcast feeds.
Check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere you check out your audio podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling wins with the MOS Network. We are back, Lee!
That's my favourite one. It's got to be my favourite one.
Yeah, badass. There we go. We're back.
Okay. Now, I don't want to sort of preempt the 211 quiz here, but I think we should do a couple of teasers about this person.
Yes. But let's give the deets. So before, this is going to be a live show that everyone can come and join in the chat room and ask this wrestler questions live. And maybe we could text him. We're not sure. Maybe they can phone in, but we'll discuss that later on with the said wrestler, but maybe not. But definitely they can be in the chat room and speak to this guy. We will ask the question, and it'd be very, very cool. And it's going to be a week tomorrow on Monday, and it will go in the podcast feed as well, and we'll clip it up for YouTube clips as well. But it'll be live next Monday, February 28th at 8 p.m. UK. So not too late if you're in Germany. Martin and Debs want to join in for this show as well. So it'll be about an hour show. So yes, so next Monday we've got a wrestler. Let's drop some hints, Lee.
Go on then. So he debuted in WCW back in 1991.
Whoa.
Which is amazing. Had two sort of distinct personas or names, certainly, in his WCW career.
He was a male.
He was a male. He was also, his nationality was American.
Yes.
He was in one of the biggest wrestling groups of all time.
The biggest faction ever, I say.
Yeah. And one person in the chat room already has got it. Come on, Lawrence, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, next Monday night at 8 p.m. on February 28th, Buff Bagwell will be live with us on the Ministry of Slam. Come and join us in the chat room, and you can ask Buff Bagwell some questions, as we will be doing a live special Ministry of Slam next Monday at 8 p.m. UK. The MOS and Buff Bagwell, all the way from America, will be joining us to talk about anything. He says you can ask him anything you want, and he will answer it. Nothing is off topic to ask Buff Bagwell. So yeah, Buff Bagwell is bringing all the stuff. Yes, definitely from his mail. He definitely is. So please come and join us next Monday.
Martin, dear Mr. Bagwell, is it really possible to be both buff and the stuff?
We will ask him that, and I think that'd be awesome. I would love to ask him that. So please do come and join us, guys, next Monday, 8 p.m. So we've got a week tomorrow. And podcast listeners, this will be in the podcast feed as well. So, but yes, we'll be chatting live. Have Buff Bagwell live on the Ministry of Slam. It's going to be very cool, isn't it, Lee? I'm looking forward to it.
It is. It's going to be good. And again, we used to do interviews back in the day, just audio only interviews. A lot of the times, because of the time difference, we used to have to pre-record them during the day and things like that. And they were never actually live on the phone with us. But occasionally you'd get the odd one or two that would agree to be on the show live. But again, with it just being audio only and trying to pay attention to what they're saying, it's difficult to incorporate emails and things like that. But yeah, this will be a really cool environment. So yeah, come along, check it out. It's going to be good.
Live and on video too. He'll be on video. It's not just on the audio. Buff's going to be on the video. It'll be 3 cams: Lee, me, and Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, already designed. The layouts, not the old MOS layouts that you're looking at the moment.
Who is the most buff out of all 3 of us? Find out next week. When we all take our shirts off.
Who is?
No, I get banned from the internet.
Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, Buff Bagwell next Monday. It's going to be awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes, shall we?
Yes.
So Cody Rhodes has taken his ball and disappeared off from AEW. What were your first thoughts when you found out on Tuesday that Cody Rhodes had left AEW?
I thought something must have happened because the Discord bib keeps going off on my phone. But apart from that, it's quite big news, isn't it? That Cody, I can't believe it, because I thought he was going to be in AEW for life.
Yeah.
Because, of course, he helped set up He helped set up that company, and he's such a big part of it. And I'm very surprised he's left. I can't actually believe it, and I can't believe there's that thing I always say about wrestlers who maybe leave the Fed and then they get maybe a bit more creative freedom to go off and do what they want in supposedly what they want within reason, or elsewhere they go to different. Look at Matt Cardona as an example, how shit he was as Zack Ryder, and now look at him, he's the talk of the wrestling industry. Now this isn't saying Cody Rhodes is definitely going to the Fed. We don't know this. He might be doing a Matt Cardona and going everywhere. Who knows? But the idea of someone going into the Fed, however much they say to him, you can have all this creativity with your character, you won't be Stardust again, all this other stuff. How, going by past examples, there's a lot of, these guys turn up and then they just end up being shit. Like Shinsuke Nakamura, for instance, he's amazing. Yeah, he's quite all right in the Fed as he is, Rick Boogs and stuff, but he should be absolutely huge. Or look at like AJ Styles. He spent the last 18 months of Omos, and it's terrible. You want to see AJ Styles doing epic wrestling matches. Cody's having these epic wrestling matches against like Sammy on AEW Dynamite, and it's amazing wrestling matches, like brilliant stuff. Because you forget how good Cody is at wrestling. He's not just the character. And then he's going to go into the Fed and have 2-minute matches on Raw where he's teaming with like, I worry that if he does go to the Fed, he's going to end up being like a Bobby Roode or something like that, and just in a tag team with someone, and he's teaming with this guy. And
sticking with Chad Gable, and what a great tag team.
Of course, when he turns up, he won't be like that. And he could be a big star at the start, but you know how these things go. Look, Shinsuke Nakamura, for instance, won the Royal Rumble and went against AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And then look at him now.
When they turned heel, it was amazing.
I'm surprised if he is going to the Fed. I'm very surprised but then what I'm sort of trying to say is maybe the creative freedom isn't so much of a thing. Maybe he just wants the money. Who knows? I don't know, Lee. I don't know.
He's got a family now, hasn't he? So, maybe priorities have changed a little bit. Looking on the positive side or the optimistic side, I guess, if he does go back to WWE, maybe he's looking at something like the Drew McIntyre story is almost a template. Drew was in, 3MB, and then he decided to leave because they said he was immature. He went away and sort of made his name elsewhere, and then came back to WWE after he'd grown up a bit and he'd sort of understood who he was a bit more, and came back and then had his WWE Championship run. Not so much now, but he was a big star for a couple of years there. Maybe that's the way they're going to start looking at Cody. People know who he is, where he's been. WWE might take him a little bit more seriously, and fingers crossed, they would, he'd be up in that main event picture. But from what a lot of people have said, Cody, the Bucks, and Kenny obviously started AEW, and they were, arguably with the exception of someone like Jericho, they were the top guys in the company at the time. And Cody sort of almost had, it was like him with wrestling figures in a ring. He had all these guys. He could be the head booker. They could all talk about the little storylines. AEW is sort of grown leaps and bounds. And when you've got people like, that Tony Khan wants on TV all the time, like Danielson, Moxley, CM Punk, a lot of those big names that have come in, Adam Cole, people like that, there isn't so much room for Cody Rhodes, and he's not involved in the booking anymore. And maybe the little sort of sandpit of his own wrestling company isn't that anymore. And that's not what he wants to be a part of.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he lost, like we said, lost all the booking, didn't he? And then just being, I don't know. Seeing him in the Fed isn't going to be, it'd be exciting when he first turns up. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think Drew McIntyre being the champion is anything, because the stories are just so shit. Drew McIntyre was great. He went away, came back, he's the champion, and then he ended up in a feud with Jinder Mahal about a mobile phone, not texting each other. When he lost the championship belt. Do you know what I mean?
Rubbish.
And now, it's not like, the thing is with AEW, however stacked they are, generally they do pay respect to the storylines, and they don't dumb it down for you as a viewer. Like for instance with Sammy and Darby Allin, they're referencing the 2 previous matches they've had this week on AEW, and then this is the 3rd one, so it's like they just had, and we won a match as well, part of the ending. But it's a sort of like, it's not dumbed down. And then with WB, it's very dumbed down. And like we've said for the last however long we've been back on the air with MOS, is that WWE don't care. It's they made £1 billion, and their storylines have arguably been the shittest storylines they've ever had in this last year. They made £1 billion in 2021.
Because they've got a very lean talent roster at this point.
£1 billion. It doesn't matter what the stories are. Yeah, it'd be exciting when he turns up, but
what are they going to do with him? I think the other thing is, if he doesn't go to AEW, what does he do? And those conspiracy theorists have started looking at, Cody's left AEW, Shane's disappeared from WWE, Ring of Honor is looking for a new owner. Jeff Jarrett is talking about starting or sort of rebooting a wrestling promotion with some funding from people. That's almost a dream scenario. Those guys invest in Ring of Honor, buy that out and sort of rebrand it, relaunch it or something like that. And that would be interesting because, again, Cody's got history with Ring of Honor. Certainly with Jarrett, I know Shane's a little bit out there, but, someone like Jeff Jarrett could get involved in that, sort of the traditionalist style wrestling, old school. I think that could be interesting.
And again, just on this side of it, and if he does go to the Fed, remember they can't really have outside interest. He was just on this TNT show, wasn't it? The start where was like
the big show,
a variety show or something, wasn't it? Like a panel judge. He won't, in theory, be able to do that sort of stuff.
He's in that Roads to the Top, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've already filmed the second season of that, and I don't think it's aired yet. So I think that's still got to air on TNT.
You never know. It might be some form of storyline. Who knows? It could very well be. Like he have like an awful time in WWE. As Stardust hated it, and how they who knows? Hey, Aubrey Warger, how you doing? Good, long time no see. But yeah, I mean, I was so surprised. I always thought he had a awful time there, awful time in WWE, and I don't think he'd go back there.
Difficult to say. I mean, if he's just looking for a big payday, he doesn't care about wrestling anymore too much, and he just wants to provide for his family, then okay, WWE is the way to go.
Right.
But he fought so hard with WWE to get a load of those trademarks back, didn't he? So he could actually be called Cody Rhodes instead of just
and bought Bash at the Beach, didn't he? And all that sort of stuff, so he could have that Bash at the Beach.
And only to sort of quit that.
Franchise keeps saying he could be the head trainer at the PC. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants to still be a wrestler.
Yeah, I think he wants to be a wrestler who had creative control, a bit like Dusty Rhodes did back in the day.
Yeah,
certainly he could train, but just to be a wrestler, but involved in his own creative process and book a whole company.
Yeah, but I was a bit disappointed really because I quite like Cody in AEW.
I did.
I like the storyline of was he going to go bad or good and all this. I quite like that story. And he was having epic matches. That match with we're very good, Aubrey. Very good. Thank you in the chat. Thanks. We're very good. Good to see you too, dude. No, but I quite liked it. I liked the storyline with him and the big, the burning table match he had with Andrade and then the match with Sammy. He had epic matches on TV.
Yeah,
it was really good. And then to see him maybe go to the Fed in maybe 6 months' time, be with a guitarist guitaring him down to the ring, or look at AJ Styles, one of the biggest wrestling names ever in the last 10, 15, 20 years, and he gets smashed by Brock Lesnar last night, like in a second. There's no way Cody Rhodes is going to be on Brock Lesnar's level or Roman Reigns' level if he comes in. No chance.
I think looking at something like Cody in AEW, you sort of liken it to a chef. You've got like 5 or 6 ingredients to make a really good dish, and then Tony Khan comes in. Stick some pepper in it. Stick some chilies in it. Stick this in it. Stick that in it. And it's like that. You've just made a really crappy dinner. Cody had the pieces of what he wanted to make a really good company. He didn't want anyone else really muddying it up. And of course it was,
In the chat room, sorry, Joe Smith, the Don, has just said this is gay. It is very happy, and we do really like Cody Rhodes.
We do.
Continue
we do.
On.
And this program is all about other men touching each other, but it's fake, so don't worry about it. It's just all good.
I was just happy.
Yeah. So moving on. Cody Rhodes. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So many reports moving on from AEW. Will he be with WWE? We don't know. Reports that he's going to be there. Other reports saying he's definitely not going to be there. We just don't know. So we're just going to have to sit back and wait and see.
Who knows? I'll be disappointed if he goes there. I hope it's some sort of weird storyline, and then I hope he turns back up in AEW. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't turn up on SmackDown. He didn't turn up at Elimination Chamber.
Wow, too early.
Yeah.
But it was. Let's find out. Who knows? Who knows?
We shall see. We shall see. But if he's going to do something on WrestleMania, they need to start getting him involved pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but do you think Vince would push an AEW guy? We have the same vibe he always had for WCW people.
But again, would Cody sign, thinking that would Cody sign if he knew he was just going to get booked into oblivion? Because that's essentially what was happening with AEW already.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might just want the money. $5 million a year, whatever, $3 million a year. Who cares? Whatever. I can get 3 times as much money going to the WWE. Yeah, he'll get released in a year and be back in AEW. Who knows? Who knows? We're not wrestlers, but it'd be interesting to see what happens. And as a viewer, maybe it's a bit disappointing if he ends up in the WWE. Exciting initially, but then afterwards, when he's just being smashed by Brock Lesnar in a second, or Roman Reigns, he's not going to be able to look at Samoa Joe. These other people who are great out of the Fed independent wrestlers turn up in the Fed and then it being not used or released. We'll find out. We'll see, Lee. Who knows?
I've got you. Yeah, we'll wait and see. But lots of, there've been rumours and reports saying he'll definitely go here, we'll definitely go there, we'll definitely be doing this. You can't rely on any of that. Just wait and see. Now, we had some pay-per-views going down this week. Some big shows. Of course, NXT Vengeance Day happened. Bron Breakker successfully defending his NXT Championship, and the Creed brothers winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So they get a future NXT Tag Team Championship match, which is so that happened during the week. Also, we had Impact Wrestling No Surrender that went down last night. Some interesting stuff happened there. Matt Cardona defending the intergender Impact Digital Media Championship against Jordan Grace.
He's such a good baddie. He got disqualified because she punched him in the what's hits, and she got disqualified for that. It's quite good. She's good. She's a good baddie. It's a good baddie, and I saw it. I like the hard camera looking up the ramp. I always love that in wrestling. Wrestling should do that more. The hard camera looking up the ramp. I know
it's like AEW had in the COVID era at Daly's Place, didn't they? That was good.
Yeah. I like that, the hard camera looking up the ramp. But of course, you can't see the fans' reaction so much. That venue where this Impact pay-per-view was looked like 1-2 rows of fans, and then just no one in the stands around. It looked awful.
Yeah,
it looked really great, bad. Production value's great. I mean, imagine GCW having that production value. That'd be badass. But
that would be good.
The crowd vibe was rubbish. It was all right show. I think. It's quite good.
You had Moose defeating Big Cass, W Morrissey for the Impact World Championship.
Big massive dudes smashing each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Honor No More defeating Team Impact in the main event, the 10-man tag team match, and we saw Eddie Edwards come in and beat the crap out of Team Impact afterwards, which is interesting. So he's turned, so he's a bad guy now.
The only thing is the future of the Impact Wrestling is on this match. Is on this match. Really? Is it? Is it really? It's not really, is it? It's not the future of Impact Wrestling. Is on this match. It's on the line. It's not at all. If it was, you'd put Moose in the match as he's champion.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It looked good. Jay White was there as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Jay White was there as well. Obviously, he had his debut this past week on. It was on Rampage, wasn't it? But obviously recorded on Wednesday straight after Dynamite. No, looked pretty good. It looked good in the AEW ring, but again, just another random guy.
Good wrestler, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Strange to see Impact as well, because he was obviously went against Eric Young last night.
But how often are you going to see him on TV? There's just too many people around.
I know. We'll find out.
But obviously the big discussion that we mentioned earlier was, of course, Elimination Chamber in an enormous stadium yesterday, which we actually got to watch at 5:00 in the evening for us, which was nice in the UK for once.
Yeah, no, that was good. I mean, I wish wrestling was on at that time all the time, really, for us. It was so good seeing it at like 5 in the evening till 8. It was only a 3-hour show as well. Wasn't that long at all, was it? But it was good. I mean, it was okay. Like the setting's great. It's just an advert for Saudi Arabia. And I don't know. It looks great. It's as big as a WrestleMania, isn't it? And the crowd was super hot, actually. The crowd were really hot, and they love it over there. Fair play to them. It's awesome. They get to see these shows every. I wish they'd do that here, But I don't think over here you'd sell out Wembley every 6 months with that many people. No chance.
No. I mean, it's Berkeley says only 3 hours. 3 is enough.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, only 3 was. It was good that it was only 3.
Yeah. Wrestling pay-per-views need to go back down to 3 because they've started to, especially WWE, started to tweak over into like 4 hours. That's just too much. Really is too much. The Universal Championship match, only 6 minutes. Goldberg and Roman Reigns. A little bit longer than I thought it was going to go, to be honest, for a Goldberg match. Elimination Chamber match for Raw Women's Championship, shot at WrestleMania 38. Bianca Belair wins that one.
This match was quite brutal for a women. Like, the women smashed each other into the chamber. So that's what I liked as well. It didn't have the shitty t-shirts on. They actually put them in proper, because obviously they've got to say covered up a bit because they've got wrestling in Saudi Arabia. And they put them in actual proper wrestling costumes where they looked much better than just, because in the previous years they've just worn massive t-shirts and it looks rubbish.
Stick them in a Bianca Belair sweatshirt from WWE Shop.com.
No, it's not even as good as the WWE Shop sweatshirt. It's just like Bianca Belair in like font number 3. It looked so bad. They actually put them in like, they look like superheroes. It looked really cool.
They're all in like almost deep sea like swimsuit type, they're
like body suits,
diving suits, sort of things.
We just I've just seen it in that crowd. Also, there was a AAA rare show for Kingo versus Johnny Superstar Nitro. Had a crazy lucha match in the rain. That sounds
in the rain,
and it wrestling in the rain.
Check that out.
That'd be quite good. That's what I liked about it. That it was that. It sounds weird because it just looks so rubbish how they used to wear massive t-shirts. Now they look like they can wrestle. They look like the superstars they are. Not to use a WWE term, but they look it looked good that they were wrestling proper wrestling clothes, and the match was quite good. But it was obvious Bianca Belair was going to win.
Yeah. So that happened. You had Ronda Rousey and Naomi defeating Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Ronda Rousey had to wrestle with one arm tied behind her back, and she was wrestling in her old judo gi, which was
talking about gis.
Yeah.
Do you decide to tell what I was most excited about wrestling this week? It's just no.
Go on.
The fact that John Kreese turned up on AEW.
Oh yeah, he was, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, but they got John Kreese involved in AEW.
Yeah.
She's weak. Finish her. Yes, it was the best thing ever. It was the best.
Gotta love it.
It was definitely better than Elimination Chamber seeing John Kreese backstage at AEW. Yeah, it was Show No Mercy. Brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah. Sorry. For the franchise said Clarissa was on AEW. No, it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I know it is the same person, but it's definitely Sabrina. You've had Drew McIntyre defeating Madcap Moss, smashing his head into the floor.
Oh my god! Yeah, did you see Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin's reaction? He was like, "Oh my god!" It's like flipping out. That was brutal.
How he didn't die. Apparently, he's fine.
I know. He got up and started running around the ring like instantly. It was. I couldn't believe it. Fair play to him. Like that. God, he must have a very strong neck.
Yeah. You had Lita's big return match. 12 minutes. She did all the key spots. Yeah, absolutely. Becky Lynch still won though. Obviously, a strong build up to WrestleMania. Yeah. Usos and Viking Raiders. I missed this. What happened on this one?
Nothing. The Viking Raiders got beaten up by the Usos, and then they didn't have the match.
Oh, okay. Well, and
it was just
awful.
What was the point in that? They flew all the way over there. Those guys flew all the way to Saudi Arabia to walk down an aisle, get a few punches done on them, and then that was it.
Or were they just trying to save time, potentially? Did they not have time for the match in the end because people overran, so they just had to fudge it?
I'm not sure, but it was pretty mad that they went all the way over there just for that. They flew
just all those hours
and
then fly back.
All those hours. Like the guys who did the Patrick, the Irish guy does the backstage stuff, was on like 1 or 2 backstage skits, and that was it. And he flew all the way to Saudi Arabia to do those bits. It was weird, wasn't it? Like, I don't know why did they even bother putting that on there? Like, why? What's the point if they're going to do that?
Especially, it's just the Viking Raiders as well. Like, they're not even they haven't really got any good tag teams.
Says that was planned. Franchise, have you missed The Miz and Rey Mysterio versus The Miz?
That was on the pre-show.
It seems like they're going to give the rumor mill is that you're going to see Rey Mysterio and Dominic teaming up against The Miz and Logan Paul at WrestleMania, Lee.
Oh, Christ alive.
Big match. That'd be big.
That'll be good, wouldn't it? Let's be positive. That'll be great.
MMA fighter. He's a boxer. He's a really good boxer.
Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, then of course the main event, we've already covered this off. Brock Lesnar defeating Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Austin Theory, F5 off the top of the thing.
That was pretty video of that from the crowd on our YouTube
channel. Yeah, I prefer to watch Christ Alive than Logan Paul, says mine. Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins, which is his official full name now, Seth freaking Rollins. So Brock Lesnar, WWE champion now, and goes in the title match at WrestleMania.
But he just ran over everyone. No one even had any chance. The only thing that Austin Theory done was punch him in the nuts. That's the only thing that happened. And it's like, it's just not good for the other guys. Like Seth Rollins, who's great. Where's Big E? Do you know what I mean? Like Big E was the champion at day one. No. Like Big E was the champion at day one. Like a huge, they were bigging up Big E, and then he's not even on this card. And it's just, they've just got their plan, haven't they? Roman Reigns versus Brock, and no one else matters. We'll just bury everyone else. They can just not put up a fight against Brock Lesnar still after all these years. And I understand Brock Lesnar's a good guy, but he doesn't have to run over everyone. They could have Roman versus Brock without the belts and have someone else be champion, I think.
I watched that New Day versus Undertaker thing on Netflix again the other day.
Oh, really?
It's still terrible.
Was that because Linny Lee was round? Or did you just choose to watch it yourself?
No, he wanted to watch it again. I'm like, look, we've made every decision on it, and we've gone back and changed it so we can do all multiple decisions to get to everywhere. We followed like the whole map of what way you can go, and he wanted to do it again. So yeah, that was fun. It is terrible. Worth it, if you're a wrestling fan, check it out on Netflix. Was it Escape the Undertaker? I think it's called. Interactive thing when we have to make choices with your remote control. Give it a go. Maybe
Tez should do a live watch along on
Ministry of Horror. Tez, do it. Yes, absolutely. A week you haven't got a guest, just do a live stream along of
your choices on this wrestling whatever it is, the Undertaker Nightmare House, whatever it's called.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you don't have to, obviously you can't stream Netflix, but you can just let everyone know, make the same decisions as you so they can follow it along at home.
Live, you can live commentate. Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, some of the bits are, I won't say it's like terrifying, but some of the bits are like, hang on a minute, this is a kid's thing. What's going on here? Why is this happening? Which is a bit weird. Have you got a Grot Bags?
Oh, he's here. Oh, hello, mate. Hello, mate. It's Grot Bags. He's on Ministry of Slam. He's back.
This is a live Grot Bags update.
Every time he vomits, every time he comes on this show, he hates wrestling. So this is Grot Bags, if anyone's not seen him.
Did I hear you say that Brock Lesnar was champion again?
Yeah, last time when we watched the last Saudi show, he vomited live on Ministry of Slam. He sat on my lap and everywhere. It's gross. Then he farted. He probably farted in a minute or something. He just hates wrestling. Don't you, mate? You hate wrestling.
Cat's farting is gross. Princess McCat's cats. She's got 3.
Cats farts are gross.
They do fart a lot, and they really do. And often they don't make a noise. You just smell it, and then the cat sat on you, and you just can't escape. And it's like, what are you doing?
Cats farts don't make noises. I don't think. It'd be quite funny if you could smell if cats made. So if you're meow. Wrestling.
More exciting than
there you go. Buy Grot
Elimination
Bags,
Chamber. Buy Grot Bags. See you in Saudi Arabia.
I tell you what, though, all jokes aside about the chamber, what is good is the production value is great. Like that chamber looks awesome. The bits when Austin Theory was up on top of the pod and Brock smashing his head into the glass and the camera shots and all the lighting and stuff. It looks so good. The production value on that side of things is really, really cool, and it's a spectacle, which is good as well. But on the other side,
could you imagine that they shipped all of that giant Roman Reigns figure all the way over to Saudi Arabia and put it up in the arena when he came out for his entrance?
That's awful. But there's some of the stuff like the views, the how it, like those camera shots, and the goes above the chamber and you can see like the pod. That is good. That is good. But there's a lot of other stuff that is just so obvious what was going to happen, so you can't get.
Did you watch Level Up?
No, you did.
Yeah, I watched that. I actually thought it was all right. I thought I'd give it a go. It's a new show. Replaces, I was going to say Velocity then, 205 Live. It's basically WWE's version of AEW Dark is what it feels like to me.
So it's not got weight limits. It's got no limits.
Yeah, they'll have an Ultimate X match next week. No, it was actually all right. I mean, there were some sort of, again, I don't follow a lot of NXT stuff. There are some unknown people in there, some people loosely linked to current WWE storylines.
Right.
But it was all right. It was in the normal NXT Performance Center setting, but it was actually all right. I enjoyed it.
So they've still got the Cruiserweight Championship. It's just the NXT Cruiserweight. They haven't got rid of that.
I don't know. I haven't looked at. I didn't see the belt on the show.
Right. Okay. So that's quite. I guess that's quite good. It's more TV time to grow future talent, I guess. So you remember the Dynamite, Ivy Neal was great, but the other girl is a powerlifter. She looked good as a pole dancer.
Oh, what was her name? Paxton Tatum or something weird.
Right.
Tatum Paxley.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. It was a really ridiculous name. You know, again, there is a department in WWE, I'm sure, that just comes up with these names.
Yeah.
Mental. Anyway, so yeah, we've covered off some of the pay-per-view stuff. Do you think it's time, Lawrence? We've got Tatum Paxley. That's it. Yeah. What a name, Tatum Paxley.
That sounds like some sort of like
stuffing.
It does, yeah. I know it's like Paxo, but Tatum Paxley. Don't get Paxo, get Tatum Paxley to put in your roast dinner.
I want a roast dinner now. Thanks, WWE, for making me hungry.
That's such a shit name. Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, and it's not. She's got quite. I looked it up. She's got a really normal name as well, and a real name.
Is she?
But Tatum Paxley, Tato Paxo. That's a
Tato
good name. Yeah, says Debs. Okay, so should we announce? It's a very, very topical match this week, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, coming up in the MLS Arena tonight, we've signed him onto an exclusive deal for before he goes anywhere else.
One night only.
So one night only. We're going to have Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in the MLS Arena. So get ready for that, guys. I haven't got a graphic for that because it would take ages to cut out both PNGs and put it in a usable graphic. But that is what is coming up at the MLS Arena.
It's going to be great because, again, you know, Triple H and Stephanie defending the honor of WWE. Cody and Brandi Rhodes potentially coming in. We decided to stick them in a death match.
Yes.
So you've got exploding barbed wire boards and stuff outside the ring.
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal.
It is quite proper. It's a good match, actually. A good MLS Arena match coming up soon. So, yeah, it's going to be good.
So it's going to be awesome. So I tell you what we do. Should we have a quick break? We'll talk about our good friend Glenn over at GX Accounts, gxaccounts.com for all of your accounting needs. Go and have a chat with Glenn there to help you out with any financial situations involving taxes with your company.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back with the MLS Arena.
A good idea. So Tatum Paxley is now going to be sponsored by GX Accounts and called Paytum Taxley.
Paytum Taxley.
Taxley, so Taxley instead of Paxley, so tax for GX Accounts.
Have got Glenn should sponsor a WWE NXT wrestler. That'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely, with like logos all over the ring gear. Yeah, let's make it happen. So we're going to touch on, we're going to talk about Glenn and all the support he gives to us via the MLS Arena, and then we're going to bring you the big match: Cody and Brandi Rhodes versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. It's going to be great.
Let's go, Lee. Ministry of Slam would like to thank our Ministry of Slam Arena sponsor, GX Accounts.
We are in the lush branded GX Accounts studio here as we welcome GX Accounts to the Ministry of Slam team. GX Accounts are recognized as a leading cloud accounting firm in the UK. They work with online packages such as Xero, QuickBooks, Free Agent, and Dext. They take the pain out of bookkeeping and they keep their clients on top of their taxes and free up their time so they can do what they want in their spare time, such as watching wrestling or even watching Ministry of Slam. If people want to get in touch with GX Accounts, they can do so over at their website, gxaccounts.com.
Or you can check out the GX Accounts social media. Just search GX Accounts on Facebook and Twitter. Or GX Glenn is in the Discord. Just sling him a message over there. Ministry of Slam would like to thank GX Accounts for sponsoring the Ministry of Slam Arena. Not only does wrestling win, but GX Accounts wins. Welcome, everyone, to the Ministry of Slam Arena!
It's tag team action this week, Lawrence, and mixed tag team action as well.
If there was ever a topical wrestling match in the MLS Arena, this is it, Lee. This is it.
Absolutely. We've got Cody Rhodes, of course, and he's starting quick. Cody Rhodes there controversially walked out on AEW with his tag team partner in this match, Brandi Rhodes.
His wife.
Potentially, yeah, absolutely. And potentially making a move over to the Federation that this man, who is putting the hurting on Cody Rhodes for the moment, is a big part of, Triple H. And he is a tag team in a tag team with his wife, Stephanie McMahon.
So not only is wrestling in the air, Lee, love is in the air. Love.
Oh, didn't we do this one a week too late because of Valentine's Day?
Love is always in the air, Lee. You don't need to love just all around the year. You can just love on. You can love all around the year, not just one day specifically.
That works. And there we go, tagging in Stephanie. It's Stephanie and Brandi. Oh no, here we go. Oh wow.
Brandi is so strong she can Irish whip, the most ridiculous move in wrestling, And you can see that Meryl's skirt. Unbelievable. What's happening? Oh, that was a bit of a slap.
That's too much love in the air, Lawrence.
Oh, my goodness. Stephanie McMahon is kicking Brandi Rhodes' ass. So, Lee, who do you think's going to win this match?
I've got to go with, if you were booking it, it would have to be, the most over person in wrestling because of this departure. It's got to be, oh my God. I was going to say Cody and Brandi, but maybe not after that.
Might be a lot.
Cody beating the crap out of Stephanie.
Yeah, in the MOS Arena, Lee, we don't have, it's not intergender rules. They can just beat the shit out of anyone. Oh my God, Brandi punched Cody and he fell off the ring. Unbelievable.
Wow, that's controversial.
That's cause for divorce. Sure, I'm clotheslined by Stephanie McMahon.
This is good. Kicks the knees out from
It's a bit
Stephanie
of a messy
McMahon.
match, Lee. It's a bit of a messy match. Is Triple H now got a spine buster, Brandi Rhodes? Unbelievable.
I hope so. Dave, double clothesline.
Triple H with his big, massive head. DDT by Triple H on Brandi Rhodes. She's bleeding,
there's enough blood kicking around this arena anyway.
Blood-stained mat there, Lee, as well. Look at that.
I mean, you can't get away with that. So Triple H DDTs Brandi Rhodes, and then Cody runs in and covers Triple H.
Well, he's tired. He's the brain. Oh. Triple H said, "What's this?" Oh, knee to the gut from Triple H, and Cody flips over. DDT by Triple H on Cody.
Loving that DDT.
Bang!
Move straight into the barbed wire.
I don't think we'll see a barbed wire match in WWE.
No, probably not.
Triple H doing a bit too much celebrating for my liking.
Every fart out of control by the looks of it with Triple H.
Oh no!
Oh, pedigree! Right,
unbelievable!
Is that going to be it? One.
Oh, Brandi breaks it up. Kick to the lower section of Brandi.
Kicked her in the in the foreign area.
Cody is in trouble, Lee. He's in trouble. Tagged by Cody.
Here we go. Misses a drop kick completely. Oh!
Cody is bleeding. Brandi's bleeding. Stephanie and Triple H are not bleeding.
Oh, another short clothesline.
She's quite good, Stephanie. What's this?
It's not bad. Oh,
boom!
Oh my gosh.
Cody's just punching the post. He's gone mental. Body slam. Oh, boom! Cody is bleeding everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Don't fall over. No. Oh my God! Cody is just a mass of blood.
Every time it falls over. Oh my God!
In the ring, Triple H.
Triple H and Brandi Rhodes. What a match, Lee!
Who's going to win?
Blood everywhere.
There is blood everywhere. Look at it.
Boom! In the new MOS Arena, blood doesn't dry up. It just stays there forever.
We're going to have to clean that.
I know. Blood stains the mat forever.
Goodness me. Well, I mean, what to say about this? There's just... Oh, do you see Cody there? The fingers up to Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon.
And the fans.
Yeah. Is that enough? There's a lot of blood outside the ring. Oh no! Stephanie just punched Cody in the nuts.
Straight to the plums, and then he falls over onto the dynamite. Dynamite
goes for the cover. 1, 2. 2 count.
Oh, my 2. Goodness. I was going to say Cody's had enough of dynamite.
He's had enough of dynamite. He's bleeding everywhere. Cover by Stephanie and Brandi. 1, 2,
2, 3.
Oh, ended. Unbelievable.
Look at Cody. He's a mess. So Stephanie.
Stephanie's bleeding. What a match! Let's take a look at it again. Explosions everywhere. Wrestling maneuvers. And unbelievable. Stephanie McMahon pins Brandi Rhodes. And Stephanie McMahon and Triple H win the big match. Back to the Lucas. Unbelievably, the most topical match in the history of the MOS Arena comes out with the winner. And it's Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. What do you think about it?
And maybe that's what we're going to see in the very near future is Cody Rhodes getting squashed by WWE performers. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But we saw it here first, remember that, in the MOS Arena.
You could say that Cody was smashed up so much they turned into Stardust.
Wow. Still owned by WWE, I guess, that trademark. So Triple H owns Cody Rhodes in more ways than one.
He does. But if you want to own your soul and your wrestling heart, make sure you come and check out the Ministry of Slam on the MOS Network. We are a live wrestling show every single Sunday on this very channel. And we also have an awesome podcast. Tell them about it, Lee.
You can check out the Ministry of Slam show every Monday after the show, after the video show on the Sunday. You can check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast from. Just search for the MOS Network and you can find not only Ministry of Slam, but also Ministry of Slam Classic, And of course, Retro Chat with Andy and the Ministry of Horror with Tez. All of those weekly shows. So much content over there and really easy to get a hold of. It's great. Go and check it out.
We've got an awesome community of like-minded wrestling and pop culture fans. Come and join us, ladies and gentlemen. You are very, very welcome. Wrestling wins, Lee.
Wrestling wins every single week with the Ministry of Slam and the MOS Network and the MOS Arena.
We are back, Lee. We're back. Yes, what a match, Lee. What a match. That's
What a
possible
match. Blood
WrestleMania
everywhere.
main event or SummerSlam. And we booked it first. You saw it here
We
first.
did.
I don't
We
think we'll see
did.
barbed wire explosions in WWE. That'd be cool.
Well, if they did, they'd be better than AEW's version of
Yes.
exploding
Yeah,
rings and stuff.
when I'm editing it, I've got a firework explosion sound effect. I've got. I add it on so it makes the bigger boom on the sound.
That's what Tony Khan should have done.
I'm doing AI. WWE has the fake augmented graphics. I do fake augmented explosion sounds. Very good.
Big production.
Big production on those MS Arena matches. And we've got lots of other big matches coming up in the next few weeks. Good fun.
We have. So Triple H and Stephanie squash Cody and Brandi Rhodes in their return to a WWE, return to the MOS Arena, but against WWE performers.
They did, yeah. Hello, Thor. How you doing, mate? Good to see you, buddy. I've got to sort that Twitch thing out for you. I've emailed them. They're not replied. But yeah. Hey, good to see you, Thor. Yeah, nice to see you, mate. Yes, it's Thor. There he is. Sorry.
There we go. So it's time for your cut, Lawrence.
And cut. So podcast list, if you want to see who wins out of Cody Rhodes, Brandi Rhodes, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon in a big tag team match, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the MOS Network, this Thursday at 6 p.m. It will be going live on there. This past week, we had Daniel LaRusso versus Johnny Lawrence. So check it out. And please do, if you haven't done it, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel over there, youtube.com/the MOS Network. It will very much help us grow over there. So thank you, guys.
Awesome. I love that Ewok Babies thing that Doris just shared. Those are the days. So we do have a lot of fun here on MOS every single week, but we do have to wind it down sometimes, just make things a little bit more serious, because coming up now on Ministry of Slam is this week's very, very, very serious wrestling promo.
I'm far too excited. We need to calm down.
And now Ministry of Slam proudly presents a very serious wrestling promo.
The WWF is going to die because of Ric Flair. I know that. The WWF has cancer because of Ric Flair. Flair's gonna kill it. And the kind of cancer Flair gave the WWF is a slow eating kind of cancer. It's not quick. I'm not gonna let Ric Flair kill what I've created. This is what I built. The WWF is mine. It's mine. I created it. I'm not gonna let Ric Flair kill what I created. Because I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill what I created. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill my creation. I'm going to inject the WWF with a lethal dose of poison. If anybody's going to kill my creation, I'm going to do it. Me and the NWO. Vince McMahon, WWF SmackDown, 24th of the 1st, 2002. Thank you.
And that was a very serious wrestling promo.
We are back, Lee! We're back, Lee.
Do you know, it would have been great if you'd have turned round in your chair there and you had the NWO logo on the back.
That would have been great. But I don't know, that would have been great. That was, honestly, I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but let's get to it a bit later when we talk about it. But as on our very serious, on the This Week in Wrestling history situation, because that's a situation I like talking about.
It's part of it. It's part of it. So, I mean, let's get to it now because we can move on to This Week in Wrestling history. we've got 3 key moments in wrestling history. If this is your first time tuning in or your first time listening, 3 key moments that happened this week in wrestling history.
Yes.
We'll start off with the very first one. It was 33 years ago this week, the 15th of February, 1989. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, debuted the $1 Million belt on WWF Superstars of Wrestling. Now, this is an iconic belt, still shown on WWE TV up until, last year still?
Yeah.
The Cameron Grimes and LA Knight thing.
Yeah. Martin's got 2 of them.
I was going to say, of course, Martin's going to say it was the best belt. It's kind of iconic, isn't it? $1 Million Man. We talked about not too long ago the debacle that happened with the Andre winning the WWF title from Hogan, and then $1 Million Man taking it from him, and he wore it in one tag team match. It was on the Boston Network, but then was obviously stripped of the championship. He couldn't he can win the title, he couldn't buy the title, so he made his own title, the $1 Million Championship. So there we go. And again, it stuck with him for ages, all the way through sort of the Jake the Snake feud. Jake the Snake stole it around about WrestleMania 6 time, and
Austin
that feud. Yeah, Austin had it. Virgil won it up for a short time, and then it kind of disappeared off the landscape after Austin for a little while, and then sort of came back with Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yes, that was a bring back the $1 Million belt campaign we ran on Ministry of Slam,
and it worked.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So good times there. $1 Million belt. What an iconic championship. I only hope that when WWE 2K22 comes out, you've still got the $1 Million belt as an option for a championship on there. Do you know what? I was playing Xbox with Princess Macat earlier this afternoon, and we had a match. It was our first ever time playing WWE 2K20. We've got that. And she chose $1 Million Man. He came to the ring with the $1 Million belt on. And I was ECW World Heavyweight Champion Adam Cole.
Wow.
Which was cool. $1 Million Man won.
Oh.
Which was pretty cool. So, and he comes to the ring with the belt. It's so good.
That's quite cool. That is good. That's the game, isn't it? That's 2K20. Did it play all right?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, every sort of about 1 in 4 times you play a match, it will sort of glitch out and the game will crash and start all over again.
Nightmare.
Princess Macat just said Noel Edmonds with his Moomin belt. She thinks that they look like Moomins.
And Ted DiBiase looks like Noel Edmonds. The thing is with this as well, belt thing, go on YouTube, it's on the WA official channel. There's so many cool vignettes of when he would get a bet. What's the shop called? Where it's the most biggest jeweler in Stamford. When he drove down the road and got the belt made, and he was like, I want the best belt. I want you to make me the $1 Million belt. And that guy with the glasses, the jeweler, and he was like, we've never done that before. And there's 3 segments of Ted DiBiase going to this jeweler's. He goes in with his normal, just a suit, looking pretty chill, and he's all chilled out. And he goes in and asks for the belt, and then I want you to make me the best belt ever. And he goes in the next time, he's a little bit more maniacal, laughing a little bit more, and goes behind the scenes of this jewelry shop. And he goes, I love all this. What all these people are doing. What's he doing there? Those diamonds are not enough. I want more diamonds. It's so good. And he just starts laughing. And then the third time he goes in there, the following week, he goes in, he's got a cape on. And he's just the most maniacal bad guy. He was awesome. Ted DiBiase is one of the best wrestling characters ever. And what's really cool about him as well is him in these sort of settings in the jewelry shop and stuff. He just looks like a normal guy, which in many ways also is quite cool. But the way how he plays the $1 Million Man character is he's not a normal guy at all. He's absolutely bananas. But he's so cool how he goes in there and all the people, hello, Mr. DB, hello, $1 Million Man. Well, here, I've closed the shop for you and you can have whatever you want. We've got some diamond rings over there, some Rolexes. I've got 3 of those Rolexes. I wore that one on Monday. It's so good. He said that he's like the best guy and how he just kind of looks like a normal guy, but was this evil, maniacal character. One of the best wrestling characters ever, $1 Million Man. So good. And speaking of $1 Million Man, this week on the YouTube channel also, we've got some more $1 Million Man classic interviews going up when he talks about what he thought about WCW and also why he left WE in 1993. Both going up. One's going up on Tuesday and one's going up on Thursday. So check that out on our YouTube channel. Go check it out.
Amazing.
Very good interviews.
We'll move on to the next one, which is 23 years ago. So 10 years after this $1 Million Man vignette. 14th of February, 1999. Of course, it was Valentine's Day. And it was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1999. The first ever match between Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was the cage. It was the old Blue Bars cage, the classic cage, but it was spray painted black.
Right.
And this was the key for the debut of the Big Show.
Paul White, yeah, came through the ring.
Paul
Did he
White.
come through the ring?
Yeah, he came through the ring and to try and help Vince McMahon. But what he did, he picked up Austin and threw him into the cage. The cage broke open.
Yeah.
Austin, as you can see in the picture, was holding on to it and then just dropped down. So he obviously then escaped the cage and he won. So it kind of backfired on Vince McMahon. Will Rally Sport Rally in the chat room, welcome to the stream. Did you watch Impact pay-per-view No Surrender? A lot better than Elimination Chamber. To be perfectly honest, because it only happened last night, I don't think we haven't caught up on it yet. We've seen some clips, but it did look like a good pay-per-view, especially the ROH
we did watch
stuff.
Some of it. No, we did. We didn't watch all of it, but the stuff at the end. We watched. I watched W Morrissey and the Moose match. It's two big. What was quite good actually in that match we didn't say about earlier was that Moose knocked Morrissey out of the ring and he couldn't get him back in the ring, and it's like you got the champion's advantage. Then Morrissey knocked Moose out of the ring. He was knocked out trying to get in before 10 count. That was quite. You don't see that sort of very often.
No. They don't sort of put too much sort of thought into stuff these days like that.
I quite liked it. It was like some of the matches were good. It's just there's the sort of other things that sort of we get with Impact, isn't it? It's a little bit low key. And we did watch Elimination Chamber. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, lots of wrestling this week.
It's loads of wrestling.
But yeah, so this was, of course, the debut. He was called Paul White, just straightforward Paul White originally when he joined WWE, and then they gave him the moniker The Big Show.
Yeah.
Later on, and he shaved his head.
Yeah,
he was bald. Yeah, but look at him with those long hair.
Did he shave his head then? No, he didn't. Did he? He had it all slicked back.
No, he had it slicked back and had it in a ponytail for a little while. That was weird. But yeah, he was had long hair for quite some time.
He's been around for
quite
ages.
Chunky there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Weird, and then I don't know. Paul's big white, big white,
big white,
great white.
Yeah, and Berkeley's, he did have short hair thing too. Yes, he did. He had a little sort of cropped haircut, which looked stupid. That was he was wearing sort of a vest top and trousers for a little while. I remember that was weird. I don't know. They tried so many different looks and different things for him, and they never really got over to the extent he should have done.
No, he was billed as a bigger, more dangerous giant in WCW, I think.
Yeah.
Apart from when he came down to smoking cigarettes, it was mental.
Yeah, that was mental. WWE wouldn't have allowed that.
No, very over time.
And then moving on to the last one, 20 years ago this week, 2002, 17th of February, it was WWF No Way Out, I think at the time. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall returned to the WWF as the NWO.
Now we're getting very close to my favorite wrestling match ever, 20-year anniversary, Lee, of Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. Like, this is like, I know people think I'm mad, but this whole period of time from now until like when Hogan leaves in 2002, it's probably one of my favorite times of wrestling. I know, let's play the laugh track because that's awful, weren't they? But like, oh my God, I love it. And they're like, this was 20 years ago, so the internet was like, for me, like it's still in its infancy, really, the internet, wasn't it? And I remember like finding wrestling news sites. This is the first time when I heard that the NWO. I don't know how I found it. I found that wrestling news, and I remember hearing like, I don't know. I just saw like Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash might be coming back to the Fed. And I was so excited about this. This was like the most exciting thing. And then when they popped up on the screen, and the idea of seeing Hulk Hogan back in WWF was like the most amazing thing. Oh, and then like the next night on Raw when they have The Rock and Hulk Hogan in the ring together, and it was the most amazing, one of my favorite things ever, where you've got The Rock challenging and Hulk Hogan's the bad guy, and the crowd, the sway of the crowd, like they go Rocky, Rock, and then all of a sudden like a wave, it's go Rocky, Hogan. It was like, oh, it was so good, dude. It was like the best. It was the best time for me in wrestling like this. And there's silly stuff when the NWO get him in a big massive truck and try and murder him, put him in an ambulance and then try and murder him and stuff, which is ridiculous. But there's certain moments that are like a bit more low key when want to wrestle. You talk about WrestleMania, main event at WrestleMania, after WrestleMania. How about WrestleMania? How about main event and one more WrestleMania with The Rock? And Hogan just does his face. He looks around, the crowd go mental. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's like my favorite time in wrestling. And I know it was shit, the NWO coming back, and they should have been much better. And dude, it could have been loads. But the excitement, the initial excitement of the NWO coming in to the WWE at that time was so good. I mean, them being aligned with Vince was crap. Shame they couldn't get Bischoff in to be in it properly, or they come from the back, or something weird happens, and it's not like this weird story. Like it's an actual proper try and take over the company or something. I don't know, would have been better. But there's no way Hogan would have been in the Fed and not been a good guy.
Do you know it? What I found weird. I mean, first of all, everyone was like, NWO's coming back to WWE, and they even announced it. They were coming back at No Way Out. You heard the music play, but until you saw them come like through that entranceway, and you actually saw Hulk Hogan back on WWE TV,
Indeed.
how weird was that? Along with Hall and Nash as well. You know, they were all of those. I mean, those characters, with those guys being Scott Hall and Kevin Nash with their real names, and Hulk Hogan being Hollywood Hogan, they were so linked to WCW at that point. Seeing them on WWF TV was just so weird.
Oh, dude, it was so brilliant. Like that whole, like it was weird. Like, but like the excitement of Hogan being back in WWF was massive, bigger than Ric Flair being back, who came back about 2 or 3 months before. Like much bigger and bigger than he. Like, and those other 2 guys as well, but having Hogan there, and like when you gave him the microphone, he's like, "Thank you to Vince McMahon," and he was all like, "I just want to thank Vince McMahon and you fans." And then at the end, they sort of beat up Stone Cold Steve Austin, spray NWO on his back, don't they? And his first match, I mean, we'll get to it in a few weeks' time maybe, but their first match was as like the NWO versus The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin main event in Monday Night Raw. I mean, bloody hell. What a main event for Raw in comparison to what you get nowadays. But bloody hell, oh my God. It's like one of the best times of wrestling, this was for me. And I remember looking on these wrestlers, my first discovery of wrestling news sites was the fact looking up seeing Hulk Hogan, and I think maybe like a year before I might have gone onto the WWF website and emailed them going, "Hulk Hogan's still great, you should bring him back." Or maybe in 1819 I probably was still like not realizing it wasn't right. I don't know.
This will get straight to Vince McMahon. oh, like an email's popped up. I wonder who this is.
Let's bring Hulk Hogan back.
All right, I'll get working on that. Thanks for the reply, Lawrence. Do you know what I found a bit weird is, you know, of course they were the NWO. It was a WW or WCW trademark, which obviously transferred over to WWE. It was, I'm not going to say it was rare, but every time you saw the NWO in the ring, like all of like the merchandise that they're all wearing in that picture, they're all wearing NWO logo T-shirts. Like Scott Hall, whenever he was in the ring, he had the NWO logo on his
yeah.
Like whereas in WCW, Hogan would never have NWO on him. He'd have
Not
like
often,
the Hollywood shirt, and you know, Scott Hall would be wearing some sort of baseball shirt or you know, Nashwood or something like that. They'd very rarely be sort of branded all in head to toe NWO stuff. But the NWO, they just saturated it a bit.
Hogan still got to wear his, well, he wore it twice, his Hogan black and white, no, a few times before he went red and yellow again. He was black. He wore the thunder, the lightning going down his tights, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And those cool boots he had.
When did Hogan ever wear just an NWO logo T-shirt? It was always that Hollywood Rules shirt, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you can understand why they brought him into for that, because people would see it, maybe who didn't see the NWO. But at least they kept him wearing his kind of cool, and he wore the tie-dye red and yellow, didn't he, when he turned into the good guy. Hogan. That was so cool. And then, oh man, won the belt and everything. It was such a great, and that crowd, that sort of 6-month period of Hogan being back, the crowd was so good.
It was massive, wasn't it?
It was so good. I loved it. Shame the NWO was a bit shit. But
well, they brought in like Big Show, Booker T, Shawn Michaels at one point.
Goldust, wasn't it? And Ric Flair even joined them, didn't he? He fought them for all those years, and then Ric Flair joined the NWO.
It was, they should have kept it to just the three of them at that point. Yeah, X-Pac was in there. Very, very weird.
And
anyway,
Hogan was great condition there. He looks jacked as well, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah,
jacked.
Yeah.
Even though he's 50 years old. So sort of just a bit younger than Goldberg is now.
I mean, he'd had some time off at that point to sort of chill and not do a sort of full-time schedule.
He had his first match in return against Kurt Hennig in the XWF.
Yes, he did.
To get back in shape. And that was the last match he ever wore pants or like trunks, not trousers.
Oh, wow.
Super Hulk Hogan fan here.
We should do, I tell you what, on YouTube, I had a look at those XWF videos a few weeks ago. They're all on there.
Are they?
The DVDs that they released, they're all on YouTube now. So XWF was a little federation run by Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
And who else owned it? It was Jimmy
One
Hart.
of the Nasty Boys, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Jimmy Hart, Brian Knobbs, maybe.
Yeah.
They launched it in the arena that is, or was now the Impact Zone, and is now got AEW Dark happening in it. And Hulk Hogan was involved. Mr. Perfect was in it. Jerry Lawler, Sable, Rowdy Roddy Piper. And they recorded, I think, 2 or 3 episodes, just sort of pilot shows, and that was as far as it went. And they released it on some DVDs, but you can find it all on YouTube if you look for XWF.
Yeah.
Or XWF DVD on YouTube. We should do a watch along with that, because I'm sure we could, get away with that, because it was a DVD, but it's all on YouTube and hasn't been.
Yeah, maybe. I know the Hulk Hogan Mr. Kurt Hennig match on the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Collection DVD.
Yeah. Very
I know
strange.
my 2002 Hulk Hogan, ladies and gentlemen. I don't bring about Hogan's celebrity wrestling. Yeah, they should bring that back. Like,
Apart from Dustin Diamond.
I might not know much about wrestling, but let me tell you, I know a lot about 2002 Hulk Hogan wrestling. You wait, this is why I'm on the show. This is all those years.
So was that just a few months or a few weeks before?
A few weeks before that, yeah. Because he had a bad knee, didn't it? It was his first match back. His bad knee.
How weird.
And his dad wasn't very well, and he said, go back to WF, son, make it right.
Yeah.
And he did. If that's real or not, who knows? Maybe I'm sold on the story. And that might be
that's his version.
in the Netflix film where Chris Hemsworth plays Hulk Hogan.
I haven't heard anything about that for ages.
No. So I love all these old things, like these TV shows that are of things that happened in our lives when we were alive. Like I've just started watching Pammy and Tommy, which is weird. Just looks like Winter Soldier with a massive knob walking around being an asshole.
Oh dear. So that was
me just marking out the Hulk Hogan being back in WWF. That's all it was.
Unbelievable.
You wait, guys. We've got weeks of this now. To August when he left again. Every this week, what does Lawrence think about Hulk Hogan this week?
It's cool. It's cool. It was a good period. It was a good period in wrestling.
That's when I got this.
Yeah.
Podcast. I'm showing my Hulk Hogan dolly from 2002, signed by Hulk Hogan.
Incredible.
Wrestling wins for me.
I went to Hulk Hogan's shop in Orlando.
Oh yeah, you said
Awesome stuff. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That'd be good to go to that.
Yeah, we'll do that when we go over to his beat shop. Anyway, so that was this week in wrestling history. Are you ready, Lawrence? Because it's almost time for the 211 quiz.
Oh yeah, I'll put the phone call link. Ignore that, guys. Don't phone in yet. I press the wrong button.
Don't
I'm
phone in
ready
yet.
for the
If you
211
do,
quiz.
you can sit in the chat
in the waiting room.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So we're moving on to the 211 quiz. It's called the 211 quiz because Lawrence found a cool bit of music. It's really tense and stressy, and it's 2 minutes and 11 seconds long. We will find, or we'll switch each week. I'll find a wrestler this week whose birthday is this week, and I will see if Lawrence can guess him through the clues that I provide.
Yes. It's quite exciting. It's actually quite a good thing. I quite like this. It's good. Here we go, Lee. The 211 quiz.
Go on then.
This week starts now. Oh my God. Go close the chat. Wait. Here we go. Okay, go.
Okay, so this guy was born February 24th, 1980, making him 41 years old.
AJ Styles.
No. Was married in 2007. Okay. He has competed on WWE's NXT brand.
Right.
He's a two-time NXT champion. He has also been the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Let's have a look. Was born. His favorite wrestler as a child was Jushin Thunder Liger.
Samoa Joe.
No. He joined New Japan in March 2002. Quickly began making a name for himself as a bright prospect for the company, having earned the nickname Super Rookie.
Super Rookie.
He was known as one of the new Three Musketeers in New Japan.
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. No. Okay, this guy challenged Brock Lesnar for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on January the 4th, 2006.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes.
I did it. Yeah.
I was trying not to talk about too much Japanese stuff because it would have been really obvious.
I did it. Yeah.
You did it. Well done, Lawrence.
Thank you. Well done me. Yes, I did it.
Well done to Lawrence.
Yes. And I did look at the chat or anything. I got it. Shame it wasn't D'Artagnan, no? Remember that? Remember the Musker Hounds?
Yeah, one for all for one.
Musker Hounds are always ready.
Before we've got Net Pro Eric in the room, in the chat room. So we'll in the waiting room. So we'll bring him in a minute to get the 3-man cams ready. But have you seen? There's a retro tunes thing on Pluto TV now. It's got like the new adventures of Popeye and things like that, and Defenders of the Earth.
Oh my God!
Yeah, loads of cool stuff on that. Yeah, that's what you use it for.
I just watch Baywatch all the time.
We've still got Homes Under the Hammer on the TV now.
Just a little bit talk about Baywatch. I do think season 1 of Baywatch is more of a pure Baywatch. I was talking more about this. It's a purer Baywatch when Eddie and Shawnee were in it, and they're more solving crimes and saving lives rather than doing photo shoots and playing sport, which happened in the later series of Baywatch. It's like the first 2 series of Baywatch are pure Baywatch before Hobie number 2 came in.
Hobie number 2. So good. Right, do you want to get the old GCW graphic up?
I'm ready.
We've got Necro, and there was a GCW pay-per-view, I believe, yesterday, which I haven't watched yet. So Necro will be bringing us up to date with that.
A bit messy. Here he is. There he is.
There he is.
Hey,
He's
Necro.
on audio right now.
How you doing, mate?
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, good,
Do you know,
good.
Have you ever seen the Musket Hounds?
The Musket Hounds?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe I have.
Okay, don't worry.
Yeah, it was an animated version of like the Three Musketeers, and they were all dogs, and it was called Dog Tanyan and the Three Musket Hounds. It was brilliant. Oh, it wasn't. It was awful.
Here, let me put that in my little notes over here. What was that again? Dog
Tanyan. DOGTANIAN.
And the Three Musket Hounds. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, I'm I have an archive of old cartoons that I've been. I got all sorts of ones, like the old. What's that? Car fights where they're like battling in the cars, like races.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Let me just off topic here for a quick little second.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Let's go. What's that car? What is that even called? It's an old cartoon. I have a whole archive of a lot of cartoons that I've been looking at. Wacky Races.
Wacky Races.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Penelope Pitstop and Dick Dastardly and.
Yes. I love all those retro cartoons. Those are excellent. Good stuff.
So good.
Anyway, I'll have to take a look at this one for sure. 1981.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, that's totally my era.
How have you guys been? It's been a ridiculous weekend here.
Lots of wrestling.
A couple of days for pro wrestling for me. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so much stuff.
So if we want to start, I'll just do a little quick breakdown of what I watched a little bit. We had there was an pay-per-view from Violence and Suffering Company on Thursday.
Yeah.
Which had it was a very, very good card. I would highly recommend that. Effie took on Zombie Princess version of Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh wow!
You guys have like from back in, you haven't seen that version of the Zombie Princess in a long time.
Yeah.
So I was really, really impressed with that. PCO took on Matthew Justice in just a ridiculous match where they tried
that was good.
Yeah, they tried to break a real table, and it wouldn't.
Wow!
And they tried like 4 different times or 3 different times, and it was.
Oh my god!
And Matt Tremont took on Jimmy Lloyd in the main event in an insane death match.
Oh,
and you'll notice a theme here: the Dusty Rhodes of deathmatch wrestling. Matthew Tremont had 3 big matches there in the course of like the past 4 days. It's been pretty insane.
Wow!
So there was Weekend at Sean's was a show that ran in New Jersey. It was really good. Billy Starks took on Colby Carino in the main event of night 1, which was really good. Or it's a marquee match of night 1. I'm not sure if it was main event. A lot of it's blending together. I've watched like 14 or 15 programs in the past.
How many hours of wrestling have you watched in the last week?
Like 50.
2 days worth of wrestling. Wow.
At least.
That's mad.
At least. If you include like, because if you could talk the whole week, because then that's like Dynamite as well. So.
Do you watch the Chamber and stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched Chamber yesterday as well with my girlfriend. She watched a lot of it with me.
Wow.
She passed out towards the end of it because it was like big 12-hour days every day. But
so what time's the Chamber on for you then?
It was on at noon hour sharp.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So it wasn't too bad at all. No, it was like wake up, have a coffee, smoke, and then it was like time for Chamber. Yeah, so it was pretty good. So yeah, there was freelance wrestling. Black Label Pro came back. They did a return show as an indie company in the U.S. They do excellent work.
Wow.
It was Dante Martin from AEW.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Took on Alex Zane, which was formerly, I don't remember his WWE name. He was in NXT for a cup of coffee. Sky Blue, who got signed by AEW a couple months back, took on Anthony Green. Excellent matches all around. Honestly, I couldn't even put all of them in there. It was a good show. AAA Reyes de Reyes was last night, like you guys had mentioned earlier. They had Vikingo and Johnny Nitro in the rain, pouring rain. Like they're doing 630s, lucha freaking off the ropes stuff. Was
it good to see Johnny Nitro wrestling properly rather than Fed style with Johnny Drip?
Yeah, he looked fantastic. Yeah, he wrestled a good style. He didn't wrestle too slow. Like you could see he was doing a couple of good holds and good wrestling holds, but he wasn't
wrestling in the rain. Shame he wasn't still Johnny Drip.
Yeah, like he was doing all of his drip mannerisms though.
Oh,
he was
nice.
doing all of his the same mannerisms. So
Necro, what do you think about Cody? Where do you think it's going to happen with Cody? Where do you think it's going to go?
I'm not sure if it's a shoot or if it's a work.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens. Is he going to go to WWE? Is he going to go to NWA Impact, other places like Control Your Narrative, that new company?
Yeah.
Or is he going to go to WWE? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say until it happens. Really. Yeah, back to AEW, create some interest, boost some numbers, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, really. So then there was JCW, which is Jersey Championship Wrestling, leading into GCW pay-per-view last night.
Yeah.
So Slade kicked the crap out of Joey Janela. Billy Starks looked really good. Marcus Mathers looked good. It was a lucha tag during the GCW pay-per-view that you know that was crazy. Ninja Mac, AJ Gray, Jack Cartwheel, Gringo Loco, all those guys were going crazy. Hoodfoot and Matt Tremont had a death match at the end of the GCW pay-per-view, so that was pretty good. They barbed wire, glass, glass and cinder blocks. So that was pretty good. Well, geez, then there was a death match down under live from Australia last night.
What time was that for you?
It was literally on at 11 p.m. Eastern. So AAA was still on.
Yeah.
It was just finishing. And then Deathmatch Down Under was rolling on. And then once Deathmatch Down Under was rolling on, New Japan kicked in last night. Because last night was also Okada.
Wow.
It was two New Japan. There was Okada versus Naito last night.
Yeah.
Naito did not successfully beat him for the title. And then the night before, which was arguably better than the second show, Sonata won his first ever singles gold in New Japan, beating Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP US belt. And then what else happened? Master Wato won his first ever belt in New Japan, winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles, becoming the 69th champions with the Buttman Taguchi.
69, dude.
I call him Buttman because he always uses his butt with the the butt thump move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got the buns of steel in New Japan.
Junkyard dog thing.
Yeah. So it's a lot of news, really. There's been a lot of good stuff. That deathmatch wrestling from Down Under was crazy. It was proper. They had safety pin board, cinder blocks, like literally just a pile of rocks. Like it was so proper to the point that I was like, these guys are putting it on for putting their bodies on it there, like unreal.
I wish some of this stuff was like a la carte, so you didn't have to pay for the whole pay-per-view. What I would like to do, like, if you could be like, this match is great, Lawrence and Lee, check this out, and it's like £3, and you just bought the match.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier, yeah. Because the way most of the stuff I talked about was on IWTV. There was 11 programs this week for $10 a month.
Yeah.
So 11 programs.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's not
pretty
bad.
good.
That's actually really good. Yeah.
And there's also another really big one coming on tonight. Like today at noon, there was an H2O show. Marcus Mathers, Kennedy Copeland, 6-man against Marcus Mathers' father with a shitload of stipulations. It was if whoever gets pinned, something happens. So what ended up happening was Chondo, one of my favorite wrestlers, Chondo Lion. He wrestles with bare foot. He's one of those crazy guys, wrestles in the death matches with bare feet. But he lost his ability to enter a tournament later on in the year due to losing this match.
Right. Okay.
So some good stipulations on that. I always love it when they do something like that where it actually means something, you know?
Yeah.
Good to see. So that was crazy. Atticus Cogar and Matt Tremont, no joke. He actually had a third death match in the past 4 days. A no rope barbed wire cinder block match to open the show. At noon hour, I'm having my coffee. It opens up with the dang freaking no rope barbed wire death match. My girlfriend's like, "What?" I'm like, "What is going on here?" They're opening this show at noon. I'm having my coffee.
These people must be crazy doing this sort of thing. How much do you think they get paid for it? Like $50? That's crazy.
Probably not that much.
Oh my god!
Unfortunately, they don't get paid what they deserve. That's for sure. So that was so that's that. And then coming up here within an hour, we got the second GCW pay-per-view at 5:00 my time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not too bad. It finishes pretty early so that it doesn't actually clash with the other show tonight, which is Prestige Roseland 2, where there's it's stacked on paper. Malachi Black versus Davey Richards.
Oh wow!
Effie and Ali Catch versus Dark Sheik and MV Young, which is Bussy versus Panax American.
Yeah.
So that should be very good. Dalton Castle versus Alex Shelley. Oh, that's gonna be should be a technical masterpiece. Warhorse, Calvin Tankman, and Nick Wayne are also appearing. So lots of good talent on that show. On paper, looks like a really good card tonight. For me, that's going to be at 9:30 p.m. So by the time that one rolls down, for you guys, that's what 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's like 1 a.m. for you guys.
1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah. But at least for me, it works out that the GCW pay-per-view will probably finish before Roseland begins, because I don't expect that to be a 4.5-hour GCW pay-per-view. So it actually works out pretty nice this tonight. So it's not as busy as And then coming up next week, oh man, next week's crazy. We got 2 GCW pay-per-views on Friday and Saturday in LA.
Crazy.
LA?
In LA. They're in LA next weekend for 2 GCW pay-per-views. And then 2 Noah shows on Wednesday and Friday. There's going to be a big title match on Noah with Nakajima. That should be a nice, big, freaking solid fight. DDT Ultimate Tag League. Those guys are so underrated for their non-comedy wrestling DDT. So on Saturday morning, so it'll be like Friday night for me. The Masked Wrestler on Wednesday. Gotta love that. I still love shouting that out. The Masked Wrestler on IWTV. For anybody who loves
you said about that.
I always love that. It's so good. Me and my girlfriend, we're still on season 1 right now, but their season 2 currently is really good.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's actually a bit ridiculous on Saturday, coming up this Saturday. There's that GCW show that I already mentioned, right?
Yeah.
But there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows on Saturday as well.
Bloody hell.
Jesus.
Are you going to watch all of them?
All of them are on IWTV, and I will only be watching one of them.
Oh, wow.
Because there's Ruthless Pro, Code Orange, Blitzkrieg Pro, PMA, PWF, Set Phasers for Punk. No worries.
Sorry, guys.
Freelance has a show. And then the one that I'll be watching is ICW's No Holds Barred in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I can't miss an ICW No Holds Barred show. They are top tier. Every single show I've ever seen from them since they've started in 2019 or 2020, it's just been excellent.
So in the coming weeks, Necro, we need to definitely recommend one for us to watch that will give us.
I can. Anytime you guys need one. I just it depends like what exactly you guys feel like watching. Like, do you guys want to watch
something absolutely brutal,
like a 45-minute match, like a real match, or like a 40 or like
I myself want to watch something disgustingly disgusting. Like, disgustingly death matchy.
I would probably recommend. I can recommend it to you right now if you want.
We'll do it in the DMs, and then we give as long as there's a bit of time for us to watch it in time for the following week's MOS, so we can talk about it.
We can plan for that for sure. Yeah,
so we can plan it. I'll DM you on Twitter, and you let me know. And then
a lot of Big Japan Pro Wrestling.
Something that happening that week though. Yeah. Just disgusting, the most disgusting.
Oh, that happened that's
like the coming up. Yeah, if you know something coming up that could be quite a disgusting thing, we could get in and watch it, and then it just I'll just make it be fun, like quite different to watch, because I always get baffled by this craziness. I saw a match with Matthew Justice and this other guy, can't remember what his name was. He's a bit gothic with his head shaved and loads of piercings at a festival, and it was crazy. I want to see stuff like that. That's like really, really low key,
like
but disgusting.
Like technically, like Matt Tremont had 3 insane death matches. The past 3 days.
He probably gets paid $20, and it's like crazy.
Per death match.
Why are you doing this to your body? That's what I want to see.
Unreal. Like, you should have seen the cut he got, because they don't use no fake shaved down razor wire or nothing like that. He went up into that just a simple spot against the ropes, barbed wire ropes, and his freaking cut here just
simply leaning my body against barbed wire.
Yeah, it wasn't even like he was. He's a pretty big guy.
Don't worry about it. It's not extreme at all. I go around leaning on barbed wire all the time.
Yeah. So it's been
maybe a match Necro or something we can watch that's a bit of a longer match. Maybe you pick one for us to watch. We can watch it, and we'll do it for the show.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a whole plethora. It's just it depends what kind of wrestling you're looking for. Like I can give you the greatest matches you've ever seen in your life from All Japan Pro Wrestling in the 90s, or I can give you women's wrestling, the best women's wrestling you've ever seen from the 90s or 80s or 2010s from Stardom.
I would like
or
to see,
you know what I mean?
Sort
There's
of like
so much.
a relevant match with wrestlers that are like something, that are relevant now on the indie scene, but it's disgustingly gross.
Yeah, like just like. Yeah,
lots of explosions.
Something that would blow our mind. Like, oh my god, why are they doing this?
Yeah, like I can. There's probably a good couple for sure.
Okay, cool.
At least maybe like from the past month.
Yeah, something like that. And me and Lee can be like, wow,
yeah.
We've been watching Elimination Chamber and the most brutal things, an F5 off the chamber, and then you watch like cinder blocks and just
that Madcap Moss bump though.
Oh my god!
Did you guys see that replay?
Yeah. Wow.
The
just
replay
like
where they show the other angle where you can actually see his like.
It looked like he looked like a turtle with his head just like going into his body, pretty much.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the Vince Russo-esque booking of AEW doing 2 tag team battle royals to fill the 2 spots for the Revolution pay-per-view?
Crazy, like, well, because the thing is that the rankings in AEW with the tag teams is a bit crazy because it's like. They seem to have the number 1 contenders, like the Gun Club, and then what was it? 2.0? No, what's the other one? Not 2.0. What are they called? When it's Darby and Sting and they
Private
lost.
Party.
Yeah, those guys and the other guys that lost to Darby and Sting as well. Is that Private Party? That's anyway. Like those guys are always the number 1 contenders, and then it's like now they're gonna have this big battle royale. I think it's just to get the Bucks and Red Dragon
just involved.
But the thing is, the Bucks and Red Dragon are in the same.
If that's how it ends up, then it's
kind
of like so you're just gonna have the Bucks versus the
Red Dragon versus Jurassic Express
versus the Jurassic Express. Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting. I miss Marco. It makes me sad every time I think about the Jurassic Express.
And Christian
I blank. I get so sad that Marco's gone.
And where's also like they keep saying about Sting and Darby. Surely I thought they were going to get a title shot. That's what I want to see. But
they've not lost yet, have they?
They've never
no,
lost.
They should get one for sure. Yeah, that would be cool. Better. I don't know. You might as well just do the Bucks versus Red Dragon, and then do.
Yeah, the winner gets the title shot.
Will Sting and Darby be in this? About one of the battle royales.
Very weird, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting.
All about story.
Sure.
It is a bit of Vince Russo-ness, I think, going on.
What do you guys think of title versus title at WrestleMania? So they're going to be unifying the belts once again. So it'll be the WWE Universal World Heavyweight Championship.
Jesus. I just wish they'd make up their mind.
Undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, it has been like the last 20 years. They've had 2 belts. Then no. It's more important if we have 1 belt. But then we've only got 1 belt, so we need 1 for each brand. So we split it up again. Then we have a universal. They just keep merging it, splitting it. Just make your mind up what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then it kills the prestige each time of the new belt, right? Because then you get a new belt that's like, oh, the Universal title meant nothing.
Yeah,
exactly. The WWE title means everything, and then unify it. New belt means nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think these guys don't maybe need the belt. They could have had a disgusting, brutal, massive guy smashing each other match without, and then had some other guys become the champion. I think might have been more. You could have had Brock and Roman on the card without running over people like AJ and Seth Rollins. Like they're rubbish. Those guys should be bigger on the card. I think. Then
plenty. It's kind of hard to watch weekly WWE. I don't really watch except for the pay-per-views, to be honest. So it's a little harder. It's harder to keep up with what they're doing because I'm just like shaking my head at every turn, right? Like, what are they going to do for WrestleMania, right? Like,
they always do the preview packages and stuff like that. So it's almost like you don't really need to watch the weekly TV because they catch you up pretty quickly. If not through a package, as good as
they were.
No.
And this one they were like you didn't have to watch at all because they would literally put everything in that package.
Well, they talk about it all during the ring entrances.
And there's the elimination. There's so many adverts, constant adverts and breaks, and like a little clip about Bobby Lashley, how good he is. It's like, what are you showing that for, guys? Imagine if you had to pay for that, like as a pay-per-view.
So Alexa, like if you haven't watched WWE for like 6 months, like Alexa Bliss walks away to the ring and so she's finished her counseling now and she don't think she's fixed herself. I'm like, oh great, well now I know exactly what the storyline is with her. Thanks very much. I'm all caught up. Don't need to watch weekly TV anymore.
No, exactly. I saw her with the the swing. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
so she's not cured. She's not back to goddess. She's fine.
She's still
All
crazy and yeah.
Oh,
She's not as
All right.
crazy. She's not as crazy.
No, yeah, she's not as crazy, right?
They've put the stuffing of the old Lily. Look, guys, this is serious stuff. You know, it's real. This is real. The old Lily got broken up by Charlotte, and then they got the stuffing from the old Lily doll and put that stuffing inside a Lily from WWEshop.com. So that means Alexa now has still part of Lily with her, saves her going crazy.
So this isn't any of that fake deathmatch stuff. This is the real deal.
This is real wrestling.
The real deal.
Okay, good.
Like the zombies. Like when the zombies ate Miz.
Yeah,
totally. Casually getting your body ripped up on a bit of barbed wire is nothing compared to a doll being stuffed with the soul of another doll. Yeah.
They store it in their mouth and spit it out.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Fake
the capsules, blood capsules.
Yeah. But thanks for coming in, Necro.
Yeah, no worries. There's been lots of other stuff too. There's been one last little thing. Actually, I almost forgot. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced last night that they are doing a super duper expanded New Japan Cup, which is their single elimination tournament that they do yearly.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing it, expanding it to 48 entrants this year.
Wow.
And open weight.
Oh.
So it will be open to all New Japan wrestlers, junior heavyweight, and it will be 48 entrants. So I'm assuming some will probably get some buys, like maybe champions get buys into the first round or something along the lines of that, because I'm not sure how you do 48, but we'll see.
Yeah,
so that's really good news as well, because New Japan Cup wasn't looking too great this year, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, because a lot of foreigners aren't back in Japan yet. So it's kind of hard to make it anything other than the New Japan Cup from last year. Right.
Might be an opportunity to make some stars throughout some younger guys who aren't necessarily out there that much. That'd be interesting.
That too. Yeah, exactly. And maybe if they bring in some guys from New Zealand, or because if restrictions are not as bad, maybe they can get a couple in there. We'll have to see. They're doing a big press conference. Hey, what'd you say? What was that?
Hopefully all the restrictions end soon. I mean, goodness.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll have to see. I mean, I do miss foreign talent. Ninja Mac is supposed to be going to Noah, so that'd be interesting to see that too. So there's always so much going on. So anyway, appreciate you guys.
Amazing. Thanks for phoning in, dude.
No problem, man. Have a good week.
Shoot me a message and we'll get that match set up. You guys can review it on the air.
We'll speak about it on the air, Necro. But if you want to go read some tweets, go look at Necro's Twitter feed. He got into it with Paige this week.
Oh yeah, that happens once in a while. And I try to not. Yeah, it's a G1 climax. It'll be like almost as big as a G1 climax with the field that they're going to be having. But it'll be single elimination, which is it'll be like the way the King of the Ring is supposed to be.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Basically.
Nice one,
take
Thanks
care,
for
guys.
in, buddy. Good to
All right, take care, man.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
There goes Necro.
Wow, there goes Necro, and I'm certain Necro does not sleep. Just watches wrestling 24/7. That's like, what the hell is that?
Well, I was trying to play the Dogtanian theme, but you can't play it, so because it would get bibbed. So it's the Jason the Wheel Warriors theme, 8-bit.
Oh, I was going to say that's definitely not Dogtanian.
I know.
We've got Mr. Berkeley's
cool.
just about to call in, so we'll get him added onto the stream, and he is waiting for him to connect to audio. There he is. He is live right now.
Greetings.
Hello, Berkeley. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. How about you guys?
We're good, mate. Good. Thank you.
Lots of wrestling. Yes,
a great deal of wrestling. I didn't realize until quite recently how much there had been this weekend. And I was like, well, I could have watched. Technically, I suppose I could have watched Impact. I'm going to try and not call them TNA, but that seems to have gone past me. So I'll try and catch up with that. Maybe.
I mean, even if you take sort of Friday, Saturday, even if you watch the new NXT show, that Level Up thing, you've got Rampage from AEW, then Elimination Chamber and the Impact pay-per-view. Even if you take sort of, I know I'm throwing Impact into top tier, but you get what I mean, without any sort of indie stuff, you've still got a lot of wrestling there to try and catch up on.
It's one of their top tier shows. It's one of their pay-per-views, and they do like, 4 or 5 a year? So
yeah. So
they want you to treat it as a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I suppose no company to be like, you can kind of miss this one, guys. Don't bother buying it.
Yeah, good times. What do you think about Cody? What's happening?
You see, this is why I called up.
Go.
It seems really obvious from like, even if you go back to, I'm going to keep calling it All In. I can't remember what the actual show, the the proto AEW show was?
All In.
It was All In. Good.
Yeah.
If you look at that show, like, it seems very obvious that the people that ended up as the EVPs of that company have vastly different ideas of what wrestling should be.
Right.
Because that Cody match versus Dustin, which I think was that show, is an old school NWA title match.
Yeah.
With blood and guts and emotion and all that kind of thing.
So the Dustin and Cody one was actually when AEW was going, because All In was Cody and Nick Aldis for the NWA title.
Well, there you go. Then I got that wrong. But again, even the Nick Aldis match was literally an NWA title match.
yeah, absolutely. But I know what you mean. The Dustin Rhodes and Cody sort of fighting brothers thing, that was proper old school. Yeah, it was NWA style, definitely.
That's obviously what Cody wanted to do, and Cody was pretty sure he was going to be the top guy in that company.
Yeah, or thereabouts, at least challenging for the championship or nearby.
He's been pretty the top guy, though, hasn't he? To be fair, he has been up there.
Is he the Steve Austin of that company?
No one's the Steve Austin of that company.
Is he the Hulk Hogan of that company?
No one's the Hulk Hogan of that company.
That's what he wants to be.
But then again, to be honest, he booked himself quite early on as never being able to challenge for the AEW World Title again, kind of thing.
Because the idea was, it was almost like when you got Randy Savage but when he was retired, and it was like everyone was like, "Oh, let Randy Savage wrestle again, please let Randy Savage wrestle again. I've been reinstated." He obviously wanted that.
Yeah,
he wanted the fans to be begging for him to be, "Oh no, he's got to get another world title shot. Look, MJF screwed him out of it," and all this other stuff. And the reality was that he his vision of what the company is, and Kenny Omega's vision of what the company is, and the Bucks' vision of the company is, are different things. Tony Khan seems to have sided more with the Bucks and Omega.
How do you know that?
Because of the style of the promotion. The style of the promotion it's not old school NWA style of the world title goes on last every show and it's very much a blood and guts and emotion. It's flashy moves and amazing, incredible stuff.
Pericles, did you see the Hangman Page Lance Archer match last week?
Oh, I did.
That
Don't
was
get
blood
me wrong.
and guts, and that was at the end.
That was blood and guts. But what I'm saying was it Cody?
No.
But then he had the table on fire match against Andrade at the end of the Dynamite Christmas special,
which isn't NWA, is it? That's ECW. I think he hoped he'd be the old school hero of an older school promotion.
It makes sense to him going, I think, back to, a lot of people have pointed to the fact that Cody could, ROH is still lurking around there if in name rather than, actual presence. But I think, the kind of tradition side of ROH with everyone having to shake hands and having more of the rules and everything, that's a little bit more old school and pure wrestling. I could see Cody getting involved in that. Kind of bringing it out to a new audience, maybe some new life into it, bringing back some of the old roster, but some new people as well. Maybe using his influence to bring some of the talent who are a little bit disgruntled like he was back over into a company that he's going to run the way he wanted to run AEW, with a bit more sort of tradition to it, mixed with current wrestling. Kind of what All In felt like, really, because All In was a bit of a mixture of entertainment, flashy wrestling, but then also some old school match stuff as well.
And I think he thought it was going to lean more towards the tradition side.
Yeah.
Now, for my money, two things are going to happen. Either he's going to sit back for a few months, think, what am I doing? And go back with his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
Or he's going to look and go, you're paying Kevin Owens how much?
Yeah.
$6 million. Oh, I'll have some of that. I don't care what I've got to do for 3 years for $6 million.
Yeah. I mean, if he turned tail now and decided to go back to AEW, they didn't have any real spot for him anyway. What's Tony Khan going to say?
Well, he was
we don't really need you, mate.
He was creating
a spot for him.
The thing is, he wanted Punk's spot and Danielson's spot. All those guys are there. He's not going to be them.
Yeah. He wanted the sort of legendary guy who's been around the industry for a little while, classic lineage, and he's been to WWE and he's been to Impact, he's been to Ring of Honor, and now he's got all the experience. He's bringing it to AEW, and he's son of Dusty Rhodes, and all of that sort of heyday stuff. He wanted that to be part of his character, but it's just not. They just haven't had time to put that into him because of everything else that's been going on AEW TV.
Yeah, his storylines and everything have been almost set in their own kind of off on their own little island.
Yeah,
it's been like they haven't really interacted with anybody. Like you look at being the Elite before AEW started. And Cody was a big part of that.
Yeah.
He was in those episodes. They were like a family kind of thing. And then it was kind of like you heard rumors that like they weren't getting on so much. And then very much Cody was like, I'm doing my own thing. You guys do your own thing.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, this sounds like I'm tearing Cody Rhodes down. I'm not. I'd rather they got rid of Omega and the Bucks. I'm not a fan of their style as much as the old school wrestling. But I can certainly understand why Tony Khan's like, you're not one of my top guys or my tippy top guys.
Right.
I'm not going to pay you that. You've got a position of power in the company. Be happy with what you're getting.
Yeah.
And Cody's gone, now I can go somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost sad to think about the heyday of the Bullet Club and the Elite and that sort of stuff with, back in the All-In days and the Bullet Club. Literally any one of those guys being involved with anything, it was red hot. And now it's been so watered down because you've got everyone else involved in AEW. It was the Bucks, it was Kenny, it was Cody, it was Hangman Page, it was Marty Scurll. Everything they did was entertaining. It was cool. It was funny. Everyone loved it. And everyone wanted those guys on every single independent show that you had. And now they've just all started to drift their own separate ways. I mean, I know Kenny, we didn't put this in the news, but Kenny has had some complications with his injuries. Originally, he was hoping to come back in February. There's been some delays. He's still waiting on surgery on a hernia that he's got. Still waiting for that. There's just been lots of delays in his medical appointments and things. So his return has been definitely delayed. I think we'd be looking at least probably another 3 months. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, by that point, when we find out what Cody wants to do, maybe Cody could be in a position to say, look, Kenny, let's go over here and do this instead.
The Bucks this is the weird thing. Apparently the Bucks and Cody had a rollover right on their contract. Tony Khan could have said, oh, I've got you for another year.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, like, Tony Khan was like, I don't want to pay you what you want. So I'm releasing that part of the contract.